You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
I am Adam Lundy, co-host of They Live by Film, a podcast dedicated to bringing you film discussion and interviews from around the world. Every week, my co-hosts Chris Haskell, Zach Bryant and I discuss a wide range of films, from monumental classics like Vertigo and The Rules of the Game, to the craziest, schlockiest movies ever made like Deathbed and everything in between. We are also lucky enough to have sat down with some of the biggest players in the boutique Blu-ray and film restoration game. If this is your thing, then come hang out with us every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, wherever you normally stream your podcasts, and now as part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hi there. Welcome to another Thursday Live with another first-time guest. I've been getting a lot of those lately, and this one is one I am particularly excited about. I feel like I've needed this for a long time, and I'm just so stoked to get into the conversation with Dirk Marshall from the VHS podcast. Dirk, hi, how we doing?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
You have a wonderful piece of audio equipment because you're a wonderful podcaster, and I just wanted to compliment you that you always sound incredible, including right now.
Well, thank you.
So VHS, for those that have never heard of it and are behind, how do we get them turned on to it? What is the VHS podcast?
So I was born and raised in a video store, and I never really thought that was unusual until I was like 40, and someone gave me a book of VHS cover art, and I realized like, oh wow, all of this means a lot to me. And so I wanted to start a podcast, and rather than just be about like if I like a movie or not, it started out where each episode was about a film, and the guest has the profession or experience portrayed in the film. So if it was about a killer rat, I would have an exterminator, that kind of thing. And so that continued for the first seasons. And then as it expanded, I just wanted to find other formats and other ways to celebrate movies. And so they became like virtual video store episodes. And then we do like, sometimes there's interviews, but that's like maybe once a season. And I just keep coming up with new things. There was a format you were on called Lights, Camera, Keyword, where it's just one word, and it's about where that word takes us in our experiences with films. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to anybody, then please check us out wherever you podcast. It's just VHUS podcast.
And we are on, what is it, 8th season technically now?
Oh, no. 9th? It's 23.
Well, the way that you're labeling it.
Yeah,
is...
it's 10 episodes or 9 a season. So we're up to 23. But yeah, 8-ish years.
So the show is mutated multiple times over the seasons, and it has been really fun to watch you grow. I'm curious, what do you miss? What are some of the earlier formats that you're like, I kind of want to do some more of those again?
Well, I still return to the classic format. It's just that one is so hard because I'm reaching out to people I don't know, and so sometimes it's like for instance, we did dial code. What is it?
Pierre Noel, Dial Code Santa Claus.
Deadly Games. We did that one, but I needed a Santa, and it took me 20 plus Santas rejecting me in character via email. Like, that's how many Santas I went through before I finally got one, because I wanted to talk about what the rest of the year is like, that kind of stuff. Just the stuff that's, our lives are boring because they're our lives. But when you dig into someone else's life, it's pretty fascinating, and we all have these little strange habits and things we do. So, I go back to that from time to time. I kind of just am now rotating things. Like I do like new releases, late returns, where up front we talk about just things that we're into. So music, games, comic books, etc. And then we focus on a movie just for like half an hour. If you're looking for a great one of that, I did one with Ryan from New World on Judge and Jury, which is a crazy Martin Cove movie. And then the keyword one, I just did an episode that'll be coming out next week on Obsessed, because we did Haunted, so Obsessed is the next one, and then I have some interviews going. So it's just like I just keep rolling them around. I've never closed the chapter on anything. I've been lucky to have really incredible guests, and that's kept everything flowing.
It is always nice to see. And I love for this new keyword format that you're using words that are, I mean, even just saying open to interpretation is kind of selling it short of what you could do with that format. And I hope people stretch it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been really fun to see where people take it. Some people, it's very literally like this character was obsessed in this movie. And sometimes like for the obsessed one that I'm about to release, I knew all the films that I'm used to obsessing about, Reflecting Skin, etc. So I was like, I don't want to talk about those. So I was really almost like in a transcendental meditative state to see how far back I could go to find things in my own video store I grew up in that I was like obsessed with. And so that's where like it was really exciting to see like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about a movie in 30 plus years. And I really watched it so much that like and I mentioned it, neither one had seen it. So check out that episode next Tuesday to see what that title is.
Well, now I'm dying to. That's the other thing about your stuff is you are unlike a lot of other podcasters because you do not focus on a genre. You don't focus on an era. You are very much all over the place. You watch a lot of new movies. You watch a lot of old movies. You are very varied. That's a terrible sentence. In your taste. What's your favorites for everybody?
Favorite movies?
Let's say favorite genres to start with.
I think a lot of what I end up coming back to or writing about on the Patreon or we're talking about, like, it's usually like Derek Jarman films. The Reflecting Skin's my favorite film of all time. I end up talking a lot about Godfrey Ho movies because I have a pretty substantial collection of those. And, like the direct-to-video action movies, the 90s. I'm really into like digging those things up and trying to find them. I've already tried to convince you to get Antenna to release a bunch of stuff, not even knowing how the business works. I'm like, hey, I would like to. And of course, horror. I mean, like everybody, I have a bunch of favorites. I'm always digging for new post-apocalyptic movies, things that have been rolling around forever. Like Empire of Ash, one of my favorite ones, because then I found out there's Empire of Ash 2, and I got that, and then it's just Empire of Ash. They just called it 2, which I love, that kind of thing. So I would say a lot of that. But that being said, I also have a ton of Miike films and,
Nice.
A bunch of Chinese action over here. And, I just constantly am either collecting things I remember from growing up in the store and being attached to those covers. Like, Rotor is one that is like one of the best covers. Or it's like new stuff where it shows like yours where it's just mentioned. And that's all it takes for me. I don't need someone to sell me on something. If someone's like, there's this Lady Cyborg movie, I'm like already on eBay or whatever trying to buy it. Like this
movie exists. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need. And then I go and see it. That being said, there's a lot of stuff I don't see. And it's not because I'm not interested. And my friends make fun of me all the time because they're like, oh, Dirk didn't see that movie because it's good. And I'm like, okay, very funny. But like, there was a new Superman movie with the dog and everything, and I didn't see that, but my friends saw it and they loved it. And if they want to talk about it, I'd be happy to watch it. But I also don't have the time because I have a bunch of stuff over here that I have to watch that I paid money for. So,
well, and that was I don't think I've heard you break this down. How are you keeping up with films? Are you going to the theater very often? Are you streaming mostly everything? What is the main course of new food as far as films for you?
Yeah, so I'm constantly searching for films from overseas. I love movies from Korea and China, Japan, and a lot of that stuff, as we'll get to here, doesn't come out for over a year or something once you read about it. And so I don't have a good system. So I'm constantly, luckily from growing up in the video store and then moving to record stores, I have a routine of like Tuesdays and Thursdays of going to the same sites and searching the same words and trying to find the same stuff. And I like that routine. I've always had that. So it's less of me walking to a place and it's now the internet, for better or worse. But yeah, new stuff. Sometimes it's streaming. Sometimes I just get tired of waiting and I just buy the Chinese Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. And then I'll get the other one later on, probably because we'll talk about it. Someone does a great essay on it. And I'm like, well, I got to support my buddies. But yeah, it's unfortunately, there's just random streaming sites that's for new stuff. I don't make it to the theater that often because a lot of the stuff I want to see isn't really released here in Portland. Or if it is, it's like a one weekend thing. or it's just I have such bad theater luck that I've just been like, well, eventually I'll watch it. And I'm one of those psychopaths that likes no distractions when I watch a movie. So really down here with like in the studio with the huge TV by myself, that's key. Because even if my wife's next to me and she's doing emails and the movie's good, then I'm distracted because I'm like, you're not seeing like how awesome this is. And also most of this she wouldn't want to watch anyway. So
understandable. And then, I mean, that's the other thing. You say it's one weekend for some of these films. The hard part too, a lot of theaters aren't even trying to get them. So I completely understand it. It's usually, even in a city like Portland, Oregon, you're in one, maybe two theaters if you're absolutely lucky. And that sounds crazy for a city like Portland, but it's true. Like the theatrical experience isn't quite dead or dying in a lot of people's eyes, but for mainstream audiences, it's robust for film lovers like us that are seeking out the weird and wonderful. It gets a little tough. Yeah,
what gets me out to see it is now like when they do like Goblin did or Claudio Simonetti did the live score for a couple films that came through, and I was like, yeah, let's buy tickets, let's go to that. I'll pay whatever for that experience. But it's less so just like a new film, and it's more of these. Right. And the Hollywood Theater here does a great job of having all these awesome showings and things. The problem is a lot of the stuff I've already tracked down. So it's hard for me to be like, I got to go see it with a bunch of people making noise around me. Like, I don't know. I sound like a crazy person. But
no, it's completely understandable. What's weird too is I feel like a lot of that is city dependent. There are a lot of smaller cities or larger cities that just the audiences are more respectful that I've found over the last couple of years. I always laughed because everybody was complaining about stuff was terrible, and here in Kansas City, pretty much everything's pretty great. I think we've had, and last year I saw just under 130 titles in theaters, and I think I had 2 and like a half bad experiences out of all of those, which that's a pretty incredible hit rate.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I mean, I can remember all the last movies I saw in the theater, and none of them were flawless. Like, it was always upsetting. But also, I mean, some of the things that I went to it's not recent, but like the third Ant-Man film, a friend had rented one of those small theaters because everyone had kids, and that way, like, hey, it doesn't matter. The kids can do their thing. We don't watch this movie. I have not seen Ant-Man 1 or 2 or most of the superhero movies. So my wife and I were having the best time ever. We were cackling and loving it because it just, without this backstory on all of these characters that are supposed to mean something, it just seemed like the most random film, and it was a great time. I could never tell you if it's a good movie because we were just overjoyed by it. When it ended, we were like, that was what we needed,
It's hilarious because that movie is really poor in the overall oeuvre of the universe. Anyways, you've got a really unique thing that most people on the show cannot talk about, and that is a freaking hot sauce company.
Yes.
Tell the world about it, because my biggest thing is I hope at least 2 people put in an order tonight after hearing about some of the flavors that you got. Tell everybody what you do and why you do it.
So my wife and I both did social work for like 15 years before this, and this is a little gift set thing that we have. And in that time, she came up with the first sauce, which is the habanero carrot curry. Still my favorite sauce. It changed our lives. I mean, I would still be doing social work, and instead we're making these sauces out of like fresh local produce. We work with local farmers. The idea was to build a community through food, like we were trying to do through social work. And so, we went to local farmers and said, we'll buy what you grow, so you have zero waste on your farm. We get premium prices for these peppers. We do not try to get it any cheaper. We want them to be paid properly. We want their workers to be paid properly. And so it started 15 years ago. It's still going strong. We had, what did I want to show you? The Whiskey Smoke Ghost, which this one was on Hot Ones. So NSYNC, Cardi B, Bobby Flay. What's the guy's name who was one of the Hulks?
Ruffalo?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. I can never remember his name. Love the guy. Yeah, anyway. So whiskey smoked ghost. That one we take ghost peppers, we dehydrate them, we rehydrate them in Uncle Nearest whiskey, we roast onions in the whiskey, and there's a little bit of date to kind of round that out. And it's been super fun. My wife does all the flavor profiles. I do all the labeling and shipping and receiving. We have like a delivery person and one person that helps in the kitchen. That's it. And we were able to do 1,500 in a day, double that in holiday. End up in places like Hot Ones, showing up at events. Like 15 years later, I've seen people's families change, people that watch my family change. I know so many people through food that come up and like, I was doing an event. This lady comes up with 3 kids. She wasn't buying anything. She just comes up and she goes, "This is the man that makes the barbecue sauce we eat every day." And I was like, "What?" And like, her kids were all so excited to meet me. And I was like, "This is crazy." And like, it's through food. This is connections you don't think you're ever going to have. Much like movies, I spent so much time watching it alone, and now it's connecting with people like yourself. And so I love those things like that.
They, first off, great branding, beautiful to look at, absolutely wonderful to look at. The website is incredible. Linked below. Everybody should go click, open that in a new tab, put in a quick order, come back. We'll still be here talking about movies. It's fine. But absolutely something to support. I have loved hearing you talk about it for years. I've loved seeing the growth in a unique way, because it's grown, but like you and I were talking about before we were live, it's grown, but it's grown in a way that is mindful of like not just limitations or anything, but like being smart about it and doing it in a way where you don't have to overexert yourself or put anybody out or harm the environment or anything. Like, where did that mission come from?
Well, the idea initially was to have a business that is sustainable. So we weren't going for Shark Tank. We don't want anyone else to do anything that we do. We basically looked at what part of the process gives us joy. And the part my wife loved the most was being in front of the stove and making the sauces. So the first year, all of our friends that had food businesses were like, get out of production, get someone else doing it. And she was like, okay, our mode of success is going to look different than other people's. And it confuses people all the time. But like, our goal is to be in control of everything, to make sure consistency is always 100%. We hand make and bottle every single sauce. There's no no one else involved. And we can guarantee that, each one is consistent. So it's like, we can feel good, be completely transparent. It's a gluten-free kitchen. It's a nut-free kitchen. It's basically a vegan kitchen, unless you don't do honey, because one sauce has honey. But, it's just, it's all intent. If you're doing things from a good, mindful place, then I think people look for that, because we all feel more and more isolated throughout the years. And it seems like physical media kind of coming back. People are saying people are going back to see live bands. And so it's just like, maybe people are wanting more connection. And I think that's a good thing. I don't know. People come see me all the time at events, and I'm like, you could buy this in the store locally. And they're like, we buy it from you. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm honored. So
hopefully that pays a little better than the store does too.
Yes. Any direct sales, anyone will tell you, is better. If you can buy directly from artists, that'd be bands, anybody that's making something, that's better. So, and also, if anyone is interested in anything that's sauce oriented through the website, if you use my podcast, VHS Podcast, as a promo code, you can get 20% off. So
20% is a lot, by the way.
It is.
It's a huge amount.
Yeah.
This is a nerdy question, so we don't need to go super into it, but we were kind of talking about this before we went live. Stan wants to know, are there FDA requirements? First of all, I'm amazed to hear that it's all entirely in your home.
Yeah.
How does that affect life?
Well, we're immune to it, I'll tell you that. But we have a commercial kitchen, an industrial commercial kitchen in the ground floor of our home. And then, oh, nice. Thank you, Craig.
You're going to have to send Deaf Crocodile some hot sauce tomorrow.
Is that Deaf Crocodile?
It is Deaf Crocodile, yeah.
I love you, Deaf Crocodile. I love your releases. I love you even more.
We talked about Deaf Crocodile, by the way.
Oh, okay, great.
He ordered right before you said the promo code.
I'm sorry. I'll throw something else in there. I have some good Russian cartoons you'd be interested in. But I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Industrial kitchen in the ground floor of our home. So from the outside, it's just a normal house. But inside, we're able to do everything else. And the FDA, there are requirements, and you do work with people that come through and make sure that your kitchen is clean, make sure that your processes are done properly. We do traditional water bath canning, so the same way that everyone makes pickles and jams and jellies, where you fill your jars, goes into boiling water, that creates the suction of a stable, acidified environment. Lots of companies do a hot fill and hold, not to get too into the weeds on that, but it's filled hot, turned upside down, and that creates a suction that pulls the lid in. Yep. But yeah, you have to go through all those things. They tell you your nutritional stuff. There's a lab here in Portland called the Food Innovation Center. They test all of your food. Australia, we could possibly ship to. That's a question for my wife. We're trying to
be expensive, I'm
China
sure.
right now. Oh no, you know what? I've shipped to Lindsay from Schlock and Awe, so I have shipped to Australia.
Nice.
Yeah, just email us any questions through the website. But yeah, so it's and you know, we constantly help people start businesses and stuff all the time too. Like yourself, Ryan, like it's better to be remembered as the person that is a helpful person in someone's path than the person that tries to put up some kind of imaginary block for someone trying to live their dream, you know? So it's like, if anyone even has a question about that kind of stuff, ask me sometime, just email us. And if you're like, hey, I made this thing, what do I do next? We're happy to take time out, you know, to do that.
And I can attest to that. Dirk has been wonderful to speak to over the last, I mean, most of it's been in the last year, I think. But the reality is I've followed you for quite some time. I loved the moment, by the way, when we were talking about your podcast in the magazine, and I got to say, no, I already promoted your podcast in the magazine because I listened already.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, you don't know people until you talk to them, you know? And so sometimes I saw all this stuff, all the things you were doing, all the things you had going on. So the last thing I would ever think is that you would have a second to listen to my podcast. So it's, you know, part of it is I'm not always the most positive about myself and believing in myself, and part of it is also I just thought you were super busy. So, but I appreciate that so much, and I'm excited to be advertising in an upcoming issue. So,
and I hope everybody checks out the show because even the ad is. I've always loved the way that you do individual, unique cover art. And I mean, speaking of busy, I can't do that. I love that you put so much time into that.
That came about. I did an episode on The Ambulance, and in that, Eric Roberts is a comic book artist. And so the guest for the episode was a comic book artist. And my producer at the time goes, you should have someone do an image of that. So I did it. And then the next guest was like, do I get artwork? And I was like, oh,
I guess so.
Yeah. So I've been for the past 8 years working with Celine Cordero, she's an artist in New Mexico. I've never met the person, but gotten them tons of jobs and business off of this. So I love that. But she's the first female hentai artist in New Mexico. And that's why if you look at some of the artwork for a show, it's a little frisky sometimes. I've had some breasts on a few, just so you know.
Well, I think we should change the word frisky to spicy, just to keep it on brand.
Okay, yes,
but on that note, I love that it keeps happening. I love that you're putting so much time into it. And one thing that we both put a lot of time in is movies. That was a terrible segue, but let's get into it because tonight, after our announcements, we are covering a couple. I don't really want to say forgotten, but like underseen films from the last handful of years. I'm probably going to have a very generic list because I knew that Dirk was going to go super deep cut. And so I wanted to give a little bit of both. But they are great films that I will defend at least until I watch it again and see that I was wrong. That being said, let's talk about our first stuff, which is some pickups. What have you been picking up lately?
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Some recent pickups. I picked up Freeze Me.
Connie.
Yeah, so Takashi Ishii. This is a rough one, but but I was interested in checking the film out mostly because of the archival materials and the essay by Sam Deacon. That's really what won me over. I'm not a huge proponent for films with lots of sexual assault, but I'm always interested in people contextualizing things, and so I picked this up. And I'm glad I did because one of the things I wanted to showcase here in a visual medium is that the booklet is a freezer manual. And that is pretty cool. So that was my first one. Are we going back and forth or am I just doing all of these?
You can run through all of them as fast or as slow as you want.
Okay. So I'm going to keep that short because it still makes me uncomfortable. But Next, I got Dust Devil.
Nice.
So obviously this is sorry, my notes are mixed up here. So yeah, 1992, directed by Richard Stanley. It was a movie that was hard to see for a long period of time, and it's about a shape-shifting demon in South Africa, essentially. But this is why I bought this. I saw it on eBay, and it was used, so I'm not directly supporting Richard Stanley. I think he might be a bit of a bad guy.
Speaking of abuse, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the German collector's edition, and it has somebody got the umbrella one. This has like all these extras. I mean, it's really amazing. One of my favorite things about I buy these like Spanish and German special editions is that I have no idea what any of the supplements say, and so I can't enjoy the booklet. I can only enjoy the interviews. But excited about that umbrella release. But I just loved this artwork. It's just a gorgeous.
It looks great. I don't know if you've thought about it. One thing that I do is I use the Google Lens to hold up to the booklets.
Oh.
And you can do like a couple sentences at a time. It's not perfect, but you can get the gist of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. I'll do that. Next, I just wanted to briefly plug The House of Psychotic Women Volume 2.
Hell yes. Great release.
Yeah, I have the first one. I mean, any of us collectors know that Severin's killing it with the boxes. I'm not even a box guy is the thing. Like, I want to have the separate films more often than not. But when they put something out that's like this gorgeous, come on. And the second one I feel like is even better than the first collection. But I have both. I have the book and the board game. I went all in on Psychotic Women. Don't tell my wife I said that. But I'm super stoked about the intros for this by Kiera Janice. I also think the Kat Ellinger stuff is a major selling point for anybody that's buying physical media. A lot of my purchases are driven by the bonus features. Next up is Challenge of the Lady Ninja.
Ooh.
Yeah. So comes in this beautiful hard box. You've got the cards, you've got the poster, you have this artwork, which is just ridiculous. This thing, so it's from 1983. It's directed by Leo Nam. I don't know. My computer always corrects names, and I'm always like, that is not that person's name.
Right.
So that person also directed Lady Ninja, Crazy Nuts of Kung Fu, Phantom Kung Fu, a bunch of other stuff. Has Loretta Yan Hui Shan, who did Thrilling Blood Sword, Golden Queen's Commando, Ninja the Violent Sorcerer, Five Deadly Venoms, and more. It's a super fun movie. The Kung Fu stuff in it is a total blast.
Nice.
There are sequences towards the end where I mean, the reason I have so much Godfrey Ho stuff is because there'll be a moment that is so wild, and you're just like, I would have never seen it if I didn't watch this whole movie. And the ending of this is one of those. If you love ninja powers that are never defined and just suddenly like someone does something and you're just like, that's a possibility. Like, this is so good. And also I stand by that. If any time you see Justin Decloux's name on a release, pick it up.
Especially like cheesy martial arts, because he will go in depth.
He knows so much and he talks so fast that you get your money's worth every single time. It's really great. It's a great release, and I'm so glad I bought it. And the last one I wanted to talk about is one that I haven't seen yet, because I wanted to have something that I didn't want it to seem like I've seen everything. Because anytime you talk about weird movies or something, people go, you've seen everything. It's like, no one's seen everything.
Right.
Is Moonchild from 1994.
Visual Vengeance.
Yeah, so shout out to Reanimated Records in San Diego. We were recently there. I popped into the store. They have tons of records, tapes, punk stuff, vinyl, used VHS, new Blu-rays, used DVDs. And I hadn't picked up this one from Visual Vengeance, partly because I hadn't seen it with the slip. I'd only seen just the regular case. And for some reason that didn't grab me, but this did. But I had to I have a werewolf section in my collection right next to the vampire section. And I was like, you know what? A full moon can be fatal. Come on over, Moonchild. Get in this collection. So SOV werewolf film was my other recent pickup.
The werewolf section reminded me of a little over a month ago when I went to Seattle and I got to visit Scarecrow Video for the first time. And I walked in, and it's overwhelming. It's great. It's beautiful. But one of the first things when you walk in is just a big Bigfoot section on the right side. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so like I'm home. Like it's just, this is perfection. And it was great.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest.
So this first portion, I'm going to just kind of hold this up real quick because a lot of people are getting these right now, but I just want to say happy Halloween. Mondo Macabro's Halloween sale order just landed. Literally today, got all 5 of these in. Incredible stuff. Wanted to talk about a film that I was supposed to see just over a year ago at Sundance Film Festival online, and I missed it. And I think it was because I was doing this show in Alex Krieger's house in LA, and that was the only time they chose to watch this. And I was kind of pissed because it was the one I wanted to watch maybe the most that we had picked. And now I get to finally see Zodiac Killer Project out on Blu-ray from Music Box Films. Got some decent bonus features on here. This is a film that has gotten pretty great reviews, so eager to check this out. This is wonderful. Speaking of brand new stuff, Radiance put out this beautiful looking release of Cutter's Way. This was released by Fun City Editions a while ago, but not on 4K UHD. And now you've got supposedly a much better looking disc for this big book that came in this box set. These I mean, I'm not really a box person either, but to collect a film like this that I loved is going to be really nice. But the one that I'm most excited about, and not just because I'm biased because I worked on the disc, but I truly think this is going to be like a film that you're seeing on a lot of people's discoveries list at the end of the year. And not just saying this because they're in the chat or anything, but Dead Mountaineers Hotel from Deaf Crocodile. For those that have never seen this, this is such a difficult movie to explain, but it is a beautifully shot, like labyrinth of a film that includes aliens in a weird way, that includes one of the most beautiful, majestic St. Bernards you'll ever see on film. Will have shots that make you go, how did they even think to do that? Because it's literally shot in a hotel out in the middle of the mountains. The opening looks like the opening from The Shining. And as they're shooting some of these shots, it is like through a window across a courtyard that is pretty vast. Then the other side of the hotel is on the other side of this courtyard, and they're looking into a room. And so you're shooting through darkness, through light, through darkness, and everything that is crossing paths is just unique. I don't think I've seen another film look like this. And the previous Blu-ray was fine. I think it was a German Blu-ray from Camera Obscura. It was fine. This is a remarkable upgrade. The 4K on this is stunning. And again, people watching this for the first time, you are going to lose your shit. It is just a wonderful movie, unique story, really well done. It's like a murder mystery. Let's solve who keeps killing people in the middle of the hotel. It is stupendous. That's all I'll say, which was a lot. All right. So recent watches, what have you been checking out? Because you watch a lot more than me.
Well, yeah. The good thing about working from home and for ourselves is that I can kind of move my time when I sleep around. So okay, recent watches. I got a stack over here of that too. Okay, first off, I want to go with Two Front Teeth. So this is a Blu-ray from Phantom Mission, I guess. I picked it up from Error 444 when I also got this Fatal Termination shirt. Because I spend money on important things. So it's a SOV Christmas film that has, it's got gimp elves, gun-toting nuns, pretty wild karate fights. It's a small budget with big ambition, and I always love movies like that. And for me, this Blu-ray has like an archival interview where you see him 20 years ago talking about making this movie, which is exciting. You know, it reminds us of when we saw Sam Raimi talking about Evil Dead. But what really sold me on it is that it has a new interview with them. And I watched the new interview first. So, you know, now they're 20 years older than when they made it, talking about their experience and what inspired them. And then I watched the film. And, you know, sometimes SOV stuff's not really my bag. Sometimes I can get totally into it because I don't watch things to make fun of them. Right. And I like it when people are really trying. They're doing their best with like basically no money, and these guys had saved up all they could to do this film, and I just found it really, really fun in that kind of Evil Dead we're going to make this work. Like, definitely not, I mean, Evil Dead's a high bar, but you get what I mean by people out there really trying to make something happen and dreaming big. And this release, like, they have this beautiful cover on the slip, and then, like, you can see one of the elves' faces on the back. I mean, it's
Nice.
I had never heard of it, and to find it like a horror SOV kind of comedic horror situation, it's for Christmas. What a wonderful thing to come across. Next, A Useful Ghost. That's a new movie. I don't know if you've seen that one, from 2025. Directed by Ratchapoom Boon Butchok. I'm sorry, I'm bad at Thai. But it's the director's first feature. It's basically about a dead man's wife who possesses his vacuum cleaner. And yes, it does sound absurd. And it is.
I heard of this one. Okay.
It's very quirky, but it also is poignant and kind of just a delight. And what I thought I was going to just be like, I'll check out pretty much anything from China, Japan, or Korea. And I loved it. I was like, whoa, this is like, every year there's about 5 movies that I'll never convince another person to watch and that I absolutely enjoy. And this is one of them. So A Useful Ghost is, again, that title if you want to see the Ghost Vacuum movie. Then I revisited Primevals.
Nice.
I have the lunchbox too. It's a long story. So anyway,
again, you buy important things. I get it.
Yes. My wife's like, this is why we have a joint account, so I can keep an eye on these things. This is directed by David Allen, who was primarily a stop motion animator. He began this in the 60s, and then it was called Raiders of the Silver Ring. I think that's just Raiders of the Stone Ring. And then it kind of hit pause. That short kind of existed for a while. And then he was tinkering and working on it until he died in 1999. And at that point, one of his colleagues, Chris Endicott and Charles Band from Full Moon, got together, started a Kickstarter, and finished the film. So it's really cool that you get to see this sort of stop motion animation thing with live footage that was shot so long ago, get the finished, polished version. Unfortunately, this DVD is completely bare bones. I feel like the story I just told you should be about 4 hours long with all these talking heads, not just me meandering about a guy's life's work. But anyway, Primevals, check that out if you haven't. And then really fast, I got 2 more. Twisted Issues. This is Charles Pinion.
Charles Pinion.
He was just in town presenting this live. And I bought this because Heather Drain's on it. I did not know who this man is. I did not know his work. But if Heather Drain's on something, I'm going to pick it up. And
you're a smart man.
Once again, in written word and a video essay, worth it for that time. It's basically like started out as kind of almost a documentary of skaters and punks in Florida, and then turned into a splatterpunk comedy. Very low budget, lots of like filming of television stuff, but I thoroughly enjoy that. And then Boxman, Let's Talk Third Window. We both love him. So
this is what we originally bonded over. I love it.
Yes. So I know him as Sogo Ishii. He's now Gakuryu Ishii. I always say it wrong because I'm so used to Sogo. But one of my favorite directors, and he recently, his films have been getting better versions put out by Third Window. So he's replacing all my old collections that I've had since the early 2000s, but I can't get rid of them because I'm so attached to them. But check out all of his films over there. This one has a commentary by Tom Mess. Tom Mess is the man, one of the great voices on these films. So definitely pick that up. If you want to know what it's about a photographer who finds a man who's living inside a giant box and just experiencing the world through a slot. And it goes from there. So if that sounds like how you want to spend your time, I watched a movie about a vacuum, so what do I know? But that's what I've been into. And then quickly, I wanted to plug 2 more if I could.
Of course, yeah.
These are new ones. And this is something that like I'm always searching for action stuff because like around 1 o'clock in the morning, I want something kind of brainless that I can turn my brain off and just have a good time. And because I'm not like a superhero guy or whatever, I'm like, give me some wild action. So Desperado from 2024, directed by Chang Si-yi, stars Danny Chan Kwok Kwan from Kung Fu Hustle and Ip Man 3 and 4. I waited forever to see this movie, and I would still be waiting because it's not called Desperado here. It was in China. Here, it's called Thug in a Suit. Thug in a Suit. Anyway, terrible title here. But if they called it Desperado, would we find it with all the other Desperados? I can't say. So people then really irritated me because they were saying, without John Wick, we wouldn't have this movie. And I was like, actually, we wouldn't have John Wick without Hong Kong cinema. So let's put a shine on where this all came from. Anyway, this movie is about an assassin who is no longer an assassin. And I'm not going to get into the backstory because it's a pleasure to watch it unfold in the film. But he's now a clown. So you get to watch him be a clown and then get back into assassin mode in full clown makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Dirk froze. Well, we'll give him a moment, see if he can come back. Hopefully he does. I wish it was a little more of a flattering situation to be frozen. The thug got him. Oh, ZPAM, you got me good. All right, while we're waiting on Dirk to reappear from the netherworld, I will talk about one of my recent watches, and we'll come back to Thug in a Suit in just a moment. One of my recent watches is, funny enough, something that was just announced before it went live. So I'm going to cover this real quick because we're going to cover this next week for reasons that will come out later. Film Focus, Philip Seymour Hoffman from Imprint is available to pre-order now. And something that's in here is a film from early in the 2000s called Owning Mahoney from 2003. This is a movie that is a Canadian crime thriller about gambling, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman in an incredible performance. He's absolutely just stupendous in it. But I worked on this disc like crazy this week, so I may as well talk about it. We've got a new audio commentary on this by Gary Stephen Ross, the author of No Limit, The Incredible Obsession of Brian Maloney, the original novel that was the source novel for Owning Mahoney. It is incredible. Will Dodson, as you know, he is on the commentary with the author as well. We also got a new commentary by Walt Chaw on this disc. And then finally, for those that have been following closely with Antenna, my partner at Antenna wrote a visual essay for this. Mr. Billy Ray Bruton wrote Place Your Bets, the Agony and the Ecstasy of Gambling in Cinema. So I'm very excited to see everybody pick up this box set and check out this film. This is where it's pretty hilarious because as I was producing this film, or the release of this film, I didn't know it was part of a box set. And I wish they would have told me because, man, I would have loved to have worked on Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. But it is a really, really great film. Owning Mahoney is. For the Devil Knows You're Dead is also very good. I've never seen Flawless, so very eager to check this out. Gotta love Philip Seymour Hoffman, and this is an incredible person to focus the box set on. So eager to see what comes of that. Eager to see Mr. Dirk Marshall come back, hopefully. So we will talk more about Owning Mahoney and the rest of the two Film Focus box sets that were announced just now. Terry, it says out of stock, but if you search for Film Focus Philip Seymour Hoffman, another listing crops up. I don't know why, but it is available and you can buy it. Just, I think they're going to do a dual, like if you buy both of the Film Focus things, you get a deal or something. So if you click on the other one, it should work for you. Other things that I've watched this week. We are currently halfway through the final Lord of the Rings film with my kids. I know I've been updating that saga as we go on and on. I will save all of that until next week as I talk about it, or maybe the week after. We will be finishing it probably this weekend, but we will discuss because it's great. Some other stuff that I watched, there's some new docs that are coming out. And I know I talked about some documentaries last week because I was at that documentary film festival, but I do want to highlight documentaries a little more for the second week in a row. Check them out because documentaries are not just underseen, but they're something that a lot of people do not give a lot of attention to, do not give a lot of time to. And a lot of these streaming services are pointing a lot of people to documentaries like Netflix. They do a lot for documentaries, HBO Max, quite a lot. But there's a lot of good ones that are not on these streaming services either. Please check them out. They're absolutely worth your time. A lot of them are really well made. A lot of them are done in a way that I think is kind of stretching the medium at the moment. There's one I saw at True False a couple weeks ago that I don't know that we're going to be pursuing it, but it is a film that I really hope more people see because it pulled something off in a way that a lot of people have tried or just flat out ignored that I don't see many other documentaries doing. And so based on that, it's going to be hard to figure out what I'm talking about. But if it ever comes up, or if we don't sign it, I'll let everybody know what it is. But it's a really interesting feat when you see a documentary pull something new off in 2025, 2026, because a lot of stories have been told and a lot of people have done it in very unique ways. It's hard to be unique in 2026. All right. Dirk, still not here. I might have to just start into the announcements, but what I'm going to do first is change up the order tonight, and I'm going to talk about what's coming out next week before Dirk comes back, because I'd rather hear his opinion on all of the announcements. This one's a little less important, so let's highlight these. So next week, that is going to be March 24th. We've got the 4K of Killers of the Flower Moon coming from Criterion. Pretty big streaming film to get physical media. We're going to be talking about another one of those later on tonight. I'm sure most of you know what that is. Red Sonja 4K coming from Arrow after the atrocious Studio Canal disc. This is much welcome. Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 2. Reminder that this is very different than all of the other the collector's choice releases that they've done. The first vault, this has no crossover with any of those, so please check this out if you're into Looney Tunes. That Cutter's Way 4K I just showed, that will be coming out this next week. All of the OCN stuff is going to be coming out, so I'm not going to mention those, but those are like the standard editions will be shipping from Amazon. A Bridge Too Far 4K from Kino Lorber. Hail Caesar 4K from Shout. We've got Shanghai Blues 4K. That's one I just said I wasn't going to mention, then I did. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, the animated revival, is going to be coming out on Blu-ray. Another streaming show coming to disc. And yeah, Ronnie, I was going to mention this later, but perfect time. It's not a guarantee, but from what I'm hearing, the Criterion flash sale is likely happening this coming Tuesday. It is one that you can plan on. It should be happening about noon Eastern, and it will be going 24 hours, 50% off from the Criterion website only, not Barnes & Noble. Check that out. And yeah, Robert, good call. Robert Hubbard says, Dr. Look Out For in festivals this year, SantaCon. SantaCon is great. It is a really fun time. Please watch it. Other stuff coming out. Tinto Brass's The Key coming on 4K from Cult Epics. We've got Uncommon Valor 4K with Gene Hackman from Kino Lorber. A Lot Like Love getting an HD release for the first time yet. Cruel Tale of Bushido from Eureka. We've got Dead Kids 4K from Indicator, which is a great, great movie. Helter Skelter from 88 Films, one that I'm very eager to watch. The wide release of the Antonio Margheriti films from Severin is coming in that box set. Beethoven coming on a hopefully better looking Blu-ray than the old one. That's a Kino release. We've got The Agitator, the Takashi Miike film from Radiance, coming out next week. Groove coming out on 4K. That's a Sony Pictures release. We've got Sakuran. This is the same director of Helter Skelter that I just mentioned. We've got The Dancing Hawk from Radiance as well. We've got The History of Sound from Mubi. Highly recommend that movie. It doesn't seem to be for everybody, but if you like slow cinema, I think you would like it. And it is one of like 5 amazing Josh O'Connor films from last year. I don't know how he did it. 2025 with Josh O'Connor was a crazy year. All right. Just imagine how many movies we can make with the rise of gambling prediction markets. I don't want to. Thanks, Mr. FM. And if Dirk can't make it back, do we bring in D. Sibner? Yeah, we might. If Sibner's still here, I might have to. Either that or we petition to get Ronnie on for the first time. Ronnie, you into making an appearance tonight? House Calls coming from Kino Lorber. The Good Shepherd is coming this week as well. White Son of the Desert Standard from Deaf Crocodile. Crocotite 4K Standard from Deaf Crocodile. We've got The Whitest Kid You Know's Mars release coming this week. What's going on? We got some new people showing up. House Calls is a really fun film and later spawned a TV series. Nice. Thanks, Cinema Force. Sibs is the super sub. Hey, what's going on, Frank? Bring me in, Coach Brendan wants in. All right, I can maybe look at that. I've got at least one other volunteer too. Steven, I might have to pull you in if Dirk can't show up. You'd be a new one to introduce to everybody. We'd have to have like a full interview section again. I think that is mostly it. Supernova coming out next week as well. What's everybody excited about? I genuinely liked Killers of the Flower Moon a lot more than other people, I think. And so I am excited to see that on physical media. I'm excited to own that. I'm glad that we got a disc. And I'm gonna email Dirk to see what's going on. if he doesn't have internet, it won't matter. Let me see if he can respond. Let me see. Sending email. All right. Email is sent. If I go another 3 minutes or so and he's not been back before, hey, we'll try some of the other volunteers. Excited about the Tinto Brass movies for totally unworthy reasons. I get that. Definitely excited about Killers of the Flower Moon, says Ryan. Nice. Gonna pick that up on Tuesday. Yeah, if that sale is on Tuesday, it will be an immediate buy for me. Harold says Looney Tunes release of the week. Cutter's Way is a close second. If you've not seen Cutter's Way before, I know I kind of sped through it earlier. That movie is just incredible. Fun City Editions, I know that we have given them a lot of credit over the years, but they are one that they don't get quite enough credit for how many movies that they put out that are so good. Brian, yes, I did see your message. I will absolutely reach out if we get there. I might try somebody. We'll see what's going on. We might have a round robin tonight. Let's get like 5 people in here if Dirk can't come back. I sent the email and still nothing. So I'm gonna go to my first new guest. I'm gonna send a message. Steven, I'm calling you in. Brian, you might be next. I'm gonna bring in Stephen Perkins for a few minutes. Let me see if he shows up. Got in the imprint Western sets today. Nice, Paul. Smile from Fun City is a favorite. Great release. I will give another shout out to, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Stains that just released from them, their first 4K. Now they've announced a second 4K, but that is a really fun movie, especially if you like female fronted films, if you like punk music centric films. I think that you could pretty much find something to love in, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Stains. What else? Tony is getting Killers of the Flower Moon. I saw Ronnie comment something and I missed it. Ronnie says, never been on camera before. I'd need more notice for that. I understand. We'll get you on someday at some point, Ronnie. Should I get in the queue? Oh, wait a minute. He is back. There is Dirk. Hi. Was there a tornado?
Oh my gosh. I have no idea. The internet just decided, hey, you're not doing a live show, are you? And I was like, don't worry. An editor will cut this together perfectly. No, I had to reset everything. It was so weird. I don't know, but sorry, apologies.
You're fine. I almost canceled everything, but I think we're good. Thanks everybody for that volunteered to come back if Dirk was unable to make it back. But hey, I went over everything that was going to be coming out next week, so we don't have to cover that at the very end. So,
is there anything I need?
Killers of the Flower Moon from Criterion, if you're into that. Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 2, maybe.
Good.
Okay, here's a more Dirk film. Okay. Red Sonja 4K from Arrow.
I'll think about it. What's the cover look like?
Let me bring it up. It's the classic.
Oh, okay.
That's the box. Not too bad.
Yeah. We'll see.
Anything else? Are you a big Hail Caesar fan? Maybe.
No, I think I'm okay.
The laugh was very telling there.
Wait, what is the?
What's
on the right? Yeah.
This is the Bleeding Skull release that was announced on the 1st of March.
Oh, okay. Now that seems like something.
Antoine Pelissier.
Yeah, I'll probably get that.
Yeah, it's a decent week. It's about to take off much more than that after. We got a couple big weeks coming too. Oh, geez. Brendan says we should have a show where every single viewer is simultaneously on camera. That would be a lot.
It'd be like Romper Room. Did you ever see that when you were a kid? It's fine.
I've heard lots of things, but that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Let's get into some announcements then. Steven was almost logging in. I'm sorry, Steven. We'll get you in soon, I promise. All right. First, we get to talk about a really fun movie tonight. Coming out May 18th on 4K Steelbook and a standard Blu-ray only over in the UK from Vision's Home Video is Slither from 2006. This is James Gunn's Slither. And the rumor here is that Shout will be releasing this in 4K very soon. It's kind of less of a rumor and more of an inevitability. Some URLs linked. I think it was at Barnes and Noble. So we pretty much know that it's coming, but can't say that it's coming. So it's likely coming here soon. This is a UK exclusive steelbook artwork plus a collectible poster, brand new 4K scan from the 35mm Interpositive, approved by the writer-director James Gunn and the DP as well. There's a new interview with the DP, Gregory Middleton, new interview with the editor, John Axelrad, new interview, special makeup effects designer, Todd Masters, new interview with the composer, named Tyler. That's all they had listed. Are they really just named Tyler? Plus more extras coming that will be confirmed later. Here's the inside of the steelbook. How do you feel about Slither?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I've always enjoyed it. I was a James Gunn fan from the Romeo and Juliet days. Yeah, I mean, do I need to own it again? I like the artwork, and it's supplemental. Sound good? Yeah, I might pick this up.
This is, and we didn't get like all of your hot take opinions. I don't think this is a hot take. I don't love that they're putting this on a 4K steelbook, and then you can't buy a standard 4K. You have to buy a standard Blu-ray if you don't like steelbooks. But the difference there is pretty apparent, and the steelbook itself is like $22 more than the Blu-ray. That's a lot to get a 4K disc in a steelbook.
Yeah, that is. I mean, what's your general take on steelbooks? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you care?
I'm an idiot because I don't really like, I don't even necessarily prefer them. I do like the artwork a lot of the time, but then I say that and I look around and I think in this room, I probably have 600 steelbooks. That's way too many steelbooks.
So
but thanks for the confirmation, Dirk.
Yeah.
The hard part is over the last 3 years, so many films are only coming out on steelbook, and at that point, like I've held off on buying a lot of these until we get the definitive release, and now that we have them, it's a shitty overpriced steelbook that I wouldn't have bought.
Yeah, fair.
And then my big thing is, if and when we ever sell this house and move, now my collection weighs 8 times more than it should. Why?
Yeah.
It's already hard to move a collection.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, I collected records before I got back into movies, and those things weigh so much.
And they're much larger, and you can't see the... Anyways, yeah. All right, so Vinegar Syndrome, last Friday, they announced 2 things. The first one is that Unmasked Part 25 was back. This is a second printing. This had been out of print. The way I read what they were saying in their newsletter, I thought this was going to be an upgrade. Nope, it's the exact same Blu-ray. I really thought this was going to be a 4K release. It's just a new steelbook, or not steelbook, I guess steelbook's on the mind now. New slipcover, which looks okay. There's like some spot gloss on this heart, which makes it look interesting. Everything else, kind of meh. No new extras or anything on this. Have you seen Unmasked Part 25?
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about things being reissued and not changed that much. Because like for some of us that have the disease where it's like, well, clearly everyone's gonna buy this, and then I buy it, and a year later there's still 2,000 left in the store. I'm like, oh. So like I jump on stuff. So if they're just gonna put it back out the same with a different slip, it's like, I don't know.
Which cool for all the people that missed it. I'm not downplaying that part.
Sure.
But
change it in a way.
Yeah.
You
could have put a new extra on there. Like, I understand you would have had to pay to author a new disc, and now you didn't have to, and blah, blah, blah. But come on. The other thing that they announced is a brand new VSL title. This is a part of their Vinegar Syndrome Labs, which when they announced VS Labs, it was, this does not fit on the Vinegar Syndrome main line, and we're going to try out some interesting things. And so Vinegar Syndrome, trying out new interesting things that don't make sense on the VSL or on the VS main line, they're releasing a film from 1988 called Intensive Care, which is a low-budget slasher horror film that doesn't make sense as part of the Vinegar Syndrome main line. That was said, tongue firmly placed in cheek. I don't understand how this is not a VS mainline title. This very obviously should have been a VS mainline title. It is a very, we'll say, interesting cast. It is a Dutch horror film. This one looks pretty great because it's got George Kennedy in it, doing very George Kennedy things. Newly scanned, restored in 2K from the 35mm original negative and a 35mm print. This has a commentary track with a name that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Yveske van Brackelaar, something like that, and Bram Rosa. 35 years later, which is 23 minutes, an in-depth conversation with the director. There's behind-the-scenes footage that's 9 minutes long, and that is it. How do you feel about Intensive Care? Any thoughts?
Is this like what's the original elements? Did they upgrade it? Did they?
a 35 millimeter original negative and
Okay.
a 35 millimeter print. So it must
Okay.
have been missing some of the scenes.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know. If you're a collector of these things and it's worth getting, I have a bootleg version of this, so I'm going to pick it up just to see the difference between the qualities. And
Yeah.
because you said exactly what I had said earlier that wins my heart over, when they go back to these people and we're celebrating these films that they worked on 30, 35, 40 years ago that probably didn't get a great release or the shine they deserved, I want to see that. I want to support that. I want to,
Yeah.
put it on my shelf. I don't think a lot of people outside of the people that are here watching this now or that are subscribed to your podcast platform know Vinegar Syndrome has all these different offshoots. I see people all the time just be like, Vinegar Syndrome. Like all the movies that are on the website
Right.
are Vinegar Syndrome movies. And, that's changed over the years. And I don't think people are always aware of that. So when I see that this is not part of the regular lineup, I'm like, well, what is Pandemonium? Like, what is a Vinegar Syndrome title exactly? Like, there's so many varieties of, like, you take Blades and put that next to, like, it's just, I don't know. What does it matter? I don't get it. I'll be one of the people that buy this though, and there'll be people that buy it and say, Dirk, I give this 1 star, and I say that's fair.
The people that it really matters to, I guess, is the subscribers, and I think that's where this is a problem, because a low budget slasher is kind of the house that made Vinegar Syndrome, other than the porn. But at this point, if you are a subscriber in 2026, you're expecting low budget slashers, and to feel compelled to purchase one, that's kind of why people are subscribing. So it's an odd choice, especially one starring George Kennedy. It doesn't matter if it's a Dutch film or not. This feels like it should have been a VS mainline title.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving on from Vinegar Syndrome. I guess we get to talk about them in a little while. Oh, geez. I forgot this was this week because this feels like it was 3 years ago already. So I talked about this a little bit last week, but wanted to go a little bit more into it. I didn't really plan on sharing much of this, which is what I say at the top of this post, but I really didn't. And then I had a couple of people telling me, hey, for other people that are facing some of the similar things, it might mean something for them for you to talk about it. So I wanted to share that today's Thursday. So 9 days ago, I walked away from my job. My day job, I have been a federal employee for the last 17 years, including my contract time. Walked away for a myriad of reasons. One of the big things is what the administration right now is doing. But the other thing, obviously, I've got an entire life starting up with Antenna, and I've got other things I need to focus on, and this was not going to allow for that. And so I took a risk on myself. I tried to be smart about it, so I've got enough pay and checks still coming in for at least the next 2.5, 3 months. By then, I think Antenna will be in a place that will surprise a lot of people. So take a look over there. But in the meantime, if you are interested in helping support, because Lord knows I need it a little more now than ever before, because I am terrified is probably the nice way to put it. My family's not going to have healthcare soon. Yay. The big thing, you could be a Patreon. Dirk's got a Patreon as well that I keep meaning to sign up for. And so I will be doing that soon. But you can check out
you get stable and support.
I'm going to click on another tab and do it right now. You can click the link in the description below. If you sign up for a year in advance, you get a pretty hefty discount. So look at that option. $7 gets you into our Discord. $12 gets you a copy of the magazine every single month. If you want to get a digital copy of the magazine and be in the Discord, you can do that for $12. There's tiers that go up very, very high. There's lots of great options. We definitely want you in the Discord. That's one of the most fun parts. If you are into just donating, there's links in the description below. I'm not really going to ask for that. Don't donate through YouTube. They take like 30% of it. It sucks. But if you're going to do that, donate to some charity. They need it more than me in all reality anyways. But just wanted to say, if anybody ever wants to talk about it, if you're facing similar things, if you are attached to any of the atrocities happening out there in name only even, and you just want to understand how other people are dealing with it mentally, it sucks. And I will just flat out say, because I'm not a part of it anymore, I was an employee with immigration. I was not on the front lines or anything like that, but I worked in data analysis. And for the longest time, I was very separated from all of that until this year. And now there were certain things that they were asking for reports. And the next day, I was hearing about those reports literally in the news. That is too much. That is too close. That's terrifying. I couldn't do it anymore. So I took the leap, took a risk on myself for the first time ever. And here we go. Big boy pants on. I have to do something for my family. So here we go. Yeah, other than that, check out the magazine, check out more of the podcast, anything that I can do to help here for all of you. All right. Kino Lorber releasing Walk a Tightrope from 1963. This is not a movie I had ever heard of before last week. Do you know this one?
No.
Cool. Directed by Frank Nesbitt. That's all we got because I know nothing about it. This is going to be a new HD master from a 4K scan of the OCN. This is going to be, let's see, it says, meet Ellen Shepard, an American living in Britain. Her English husband, Jason Shepard, has been killed and she's under suspicion despite the appearance of a happy marriage. Jason's friend assists Ellen to go over the facts to see if they can find the real killer. Interesting. All right. I'm into it. Next up, though, one that's probably going to be more exciting for people, Flight. Coming out on 4K. If you're a big Denzel person, they will be releasing that at some point. No date yet. How do you feel about Denzel?
Oh, he's great. He can fly in this one? I didn't see this one.
Yeah, something. The wings are supposedly actual live action, not CGI. In 2012, that's impressive.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know what that. Is that a good movie?
Not for you, probably.
Okay, fair. This one is.
This one definitely is. June 8th, 4K and Blu-ray coming in the UK of Deep Star 6. This was released here in the US by Kino Lorber. This is from 1989, the year of aquatic horror, the same year that The Abyss and Leviathan came out. This is a part of the Cult Classics collection. You got a few of these postcards that they're putting in here. This is going to be a Dolby Vision presentation of the film. I don't believe there's literally anything new compared to the Kino Lorber disc, but tell me about your love of Deep Star 6.
I mean, look, in the video store, in the science fiction aisle or whatever, we had Deep Star 6, we had Leviathan side by side, and I love them. They're both very, very fun, and I love aquatic horror. I always have. So it's a good time. I mean, it's more action than horror, but
yeah.
I'm sorry, no more bonus stuff, but the cards that I don't ever know what to do with. They're just gonna fall out of the case. What's with the cards?
I've been petitioning, and I know that I'm an idiot who now is going to be running a label, so I have the chance to do this. I'm looking into it, I promise. But I've been petitioning for somebody over the years to release a photo album that fits the majority of these art cards. Yeah. So you can have them all together, and I don't brand it on the front. Like, if I have to buy one that says Radiance across the front, I don't care, because then I'll have somewhere to hold all of my cards. It would be great. I'd love that.
Yeah, same. I'm always showing Ryan, like, when we're recording or something, I'll be like, look at these cards I've got. And he's like, oh man, the cards. I have them everywhere. They're all over the place. The ones that you can actually mail, the ones that are postcards, I'm just going to start mailing them to people and be like, this is yours now. Enjoy your Dance or Die postcard from TerraVision.
So specific. I love it. I love that it's a disc that I produced too. So it's kind of helping me. Good job. Next up, something that I don't know how I had never heard of this. In late April, we were getting a Blu-ray from Puppetoon of the Puppetoon movie. This is from 1987. This is a salute to the Academy Award-winning stop-motion animated Puppetoons, created by sci-fi fantasy film legend George Pal. Newly created opening and closing animation stars Gumby, Pokey, and Arnie the Dinosaur, hosting 10 of Pal's brilliantly conceived Puppetoons. There's a lot here. There is a lot of extras, a lot of shorts. There's a lot you can pick up. You can order it right now from their website. It is going to be, a region-free disc, so you can order it anywhere in the world. Includes a 28-page collector's booklet, liner notes by a few different people. Are you an animation person?
Well, for years I've been saying that Puppetoon just doesn't get the director's cut. Why don't we have the director's cut of Puppetoon? I want the full vision of the director of Puppetoon. No, I've never heard of this, but I will be checking this out. I do love animation, but like when you find something that's sort of odd, like Gandahar, it's a great example of animation that I really enjoy. I have like a whole section of it. American Pop, the Bakshi stuff, things like that I really like. But, I just saw there was a French science fiction movie a couple of years ago that was animation, and I would have missed it. But somebody that I talked to that works in animation said, you got to see it. I watched it, blew my mind. So I'm always open to, anything like that. Are you a Gumby fan?
I am a Gumby fan. I just went, like I mentioned, I went to Columbia, Missouri for a film festival 2 weekends ago now. Turns out they have a pizza place called Pokey's, or Gumby's, I think, and they have a Gumby branded pizza place. wild to see that 2026 still be somewhere that's open. Yeah, Gumby was all right. I love that he felt old when I was a child.
Yes.
And I don't know how many people are going, ooh, Gumby in 2026.
We have a breakfast place here called Bees, Beez. So you think like, oh, it's like bee themed. No, it's Betty Boop themed. And you go in and there's all this Betty Boop stuff and you're like, what is going on? Who is this for? Who was old enough to this is wild. But yeah, Gumby, wild choice for a pizza place.
Betty, I was so ready for you to say like there's honey in everything that they make or something.
Nope. But I mean, this is Portland, so I don't know. Whatever.
Exactly.
We literally have a breakfast place that was called Grandma's that closed out, and it's now a Viking mead store. So, that's where we're at with things.
Every word of that sentence was a new surprise.
Yeah, I know. That's my life.
When you stopped at Viking, I was so ready for like, oh, a blacksmith moved in or something.
Yeah. No, just the mead. You can drink it out of horns. For real. Anyway, Puppetoon. All right.
This episode is sponsored by the Viking Mead Store in Portland, Oregon. You can drink it out of horns. That's their new catchphrase. Check it out. Criterion. Dirk, isn't this exciting? You get to be here during Criterion Week.
Oh, great. Take all my money.
Amazing. So these are all coming out in June. That's the big thing. This feels like a pretty big month for Criterion. June 2nd, they're putting out 5 easy pieces on 4K. Only 1 disc. That's a lie. It is 2 discs. That was a terrible joke. This is Jack Nicholson in 5 easy pieces. This is going to have an audio commentary by the director and the interior designer. We've got a 2009 program with Bob Rafelson. That's the wrong way to say that. He is the director. We've got a documentary about the legendary film company BBS Productions. We've got another documentary featuring critic David Thompson and historian Douglas Brinkley. Some audio excerpts, a couple other smaller things. Have you seen 5 easy pieces or anything else from the BBS box set from Criterion?
What else is in the box set?
That's the American Lost and Found box set. It's
I don't know.
Easy Rider is the one that's in that. That's the one I couldn't think of.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these movies I saw when I was a kid, like getting into, like once I started watching international films, that kind of opened it up beyond the bottom row of what I was really into in the video store. And so then I started to check out like, Kubrick stuff and Kurosawa and things that were like more prestigious or whatever way we want to say it, like well-respected filmmakers. So yeah, I've seen this, but I haven't seen it in forever. And this is one of those examples of like a Criterion release where I would pick it up just because the version I saw was definitely back in the VHS days and probably it could have been cut weird. I mean, so many things are scanned bizarrely back in the day. So yeah, I would love to see, especially, I mean, with TVs and stuff now and the restorations that are happening to films, it's exciting to revisit things that are 40, 50 years old and be like, they killed it back then. This looks incredible. Like, it's just, Jaws, one of the greatest examples. Like, every time I revisit it, I'm like, fucking, was this perfect? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Jaws is one of those that's kind of upsetting because you watch it and you're like, how did we just keep going? Like, people just kept trying?
Yeah, exactly. Just shut it down. We're done with movies. This is the one.
Spielberg did it. We're good.
We're good.
Next up, speaking of nearly perfect movies, Charade from 1963, coming on 4K from Criterion on June 2nd. This one is a comedic thriller with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. New 4K digital restoration with uncompressed mono sound. You get a 4K disc of the film and a Blu-ray with the film and special features. We get an audio commentary from 99 with Stanley Donen and the screenwriter Peter Stone, and a trailer and an essay by Bruce Eder, but that is it. They put a trailer and a commentary on this disc on Charade with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. A commentary and a trailer.
This is
what the hell are we doing? Like, you and I are the perfect examples of this. We buy things just for bonus features. Yeah. You're fucking Criterion, and you put on a trailer and a 27-year-old audio commentary.
Out of control. That's just insane. I mean, think of how many movie podcasts there are that talk about movies like Charade. Like, there's so many voices, non-professionally to professionally, that you could go to and have something of interest for Charade.
Yeah. I don't even know what else to say about this. Yeah, and agreed with Connor. Says Criterion needs to step up their special features, and agreed with Craig. Criterion invented bonus features. It's sad where they've ended up. They have ended up in a money printing machine, and I get that that's hard to tread water against that, but you kind of have to. Come on, we're counting on you. Next up from them, one I'm excited about. June 9th, we're getting a Blu-ray of West Indies, The Fugitive Slaves of Liberty from 1979. This is Mauritanian French firebrand Med Hondo puts colonialism itself on trial in this one-of-a-kind musical spectacular that I have been dying to see since I heard about it. And it's one that I never checked out, and I'm glad that I waited till now, because now I will get a beautiful-looking Blu-ray. This has a brand new 4K digital restoration with mono sound. We've got a new interview with African cinema scholar Abubakar Sanogo, I believe is how you say the last name. Program featuring archival interviews with the director, Med Hondo, and excerpted archival interviews with the cinematographer, plus some trailers and an essay by Ashley Clark. I love that they got Ashley to write on this. Have you seen this one?
No, I've actually never even heard of this. So this is a prime example of something that I would pick up because I want to hear it contextualized, something I know nothing about. Yep. So
that being said, I feel like for me, this is arguably top 10 artwork of the year so far. I think this is freaking incredible. Criterion doesn't always knock it out of the park. In fact, sometimes they barely bunt, but this is like full-blown one of the best that they've done in quite some time. Next up, another one that I've been dying to see, and embarrassing that I haven't, but High Art coming on Blu-ray on June 16th. This is the 1998 film with Ali Sheedy, and it is supposedly really great. Also has Patricia Clarkson in this one. We got an audio commentary from 2004 with the director, new conversation with the director and the filmmaker Karen Kusama. We got new interviews with Ali Sheedy and Rhoda Mitchell and the photographer Jojo Widlin. Dinner Party from 97, a short film by the director as well, and then an essay by critic B. Rudy Rich. Have you seen High Art?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. This was really exciting when it first came out. I mean, it was, you're seeing a starlet that hadn't been really shining that bright in a while. And suddenly in 98, kind of this indie kind of art housey type of thing. And it's a great movie. It's really well directed and well acted. And super. See, everyone's just like, I love this depressing lesbian movie. It's so good. And that is a guaranteed buy from me for sure.
Same here. I'm all in on this one, but also new bonus features. Look at that. They actually tried on this one. Amazing. They called up Ali Sheedy and she said, of course I'll talk about High Art. Yep. I mean, come on. Anyways, check that out if you get a chance. I agree with Jack in the chat who says, I really wish High Art got a 4K. This is a brand new 4K digital restoration. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe there just was not that big of a difference between Blu-ray and 4K. But that being said, a lot of people are primarily buying 4K at this point. You should have done 4K. Your Criterion. Come on. This one, heard a lot about this one from last year too. June 23rd, there's a Blu-ray and DVD release coming of Magellan, a brand new film. This is part of their Criterion Premieres line, which means as far as supplemental features, you get a Meet the Filmmakers little short interview and a trailer, and then some written notes. That is it. Had you seen Magellan from last year? This kind of feels like maybe a Dirk movie.
No, I don't know what that is.
Magellan is a hypnotic journey engraved in images of staggering beauty and horror. This monumental achievement from Lav Diaz boldly rewrites the imperialist myth-making of the Age of Discovery. Elegantly minimalist yet overpowering in its scale and impact, Magellan follows the 16th century Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan as he embarks on his epical, I've not said that word out loud in probably 14 years, epical quest to cross the Pacific, a voyage that spirals into zealotry and violence when he attempts to impose Christianity upon the people of the Philippines.
Sounds like a bummer. But, it sounds like something I maybe would watch once, but you had me until it got to him being Magellan. Herzog wannabe. Nice. Nice.
Brendan says it's the shortest Lav Diaz movie at almost 3 hours.
I think I'm going to rewatch Ninja Terminator, but thank you.
Oh, Godfrey Ho. All right, we are back with John Waters. June 23rd, we're getting a 4K and Blu-ray release from Criterion of Hairspray from 1988, the original Hairspray, the better Hairspray, with Ricky Lake. And this one, oh man. First of all, for those that have never seen Hairspray, please see Hairspray. It is divine. I had to say it. But the big thing, new 4K digital restoration, supervised and approved by the one and only John Waters. We also get an audio commentary with John Waters and Ricky Lake. New conversation between John Waters and WFMU DJs Dave the Spaz Abramson and Gaylord Fields. New interview with Colleen Fitzpatrick. Reflections from actors Debbie Harry, Joanne Harville, Leslie Ann Powers, Clayton Prince, Sean Thompson, and Pia Zadora. Deleted scenes, behind-the-scenes documentary. Get to know John Waters from 87. Interview with the production designer. A trailer. An essay by the critic Jessica King. I mean, a beautiful cover. There's a lot of stuff here. Hairspray. How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's John Waters. Love John Waters stuff. It's not my favorite of his films, but like, it's one of those that's like, I don't upgrade everything. So it really depends on the film. So I already have this. I'm not sure if I want to pull the trigger on those bonus features. I mean, I do love new Waters, so I don't know. This would probably be a sale situation for me, or one when I've already opened the wallet and then things just get crazy. You know, just throwing stuff in the cart because you're like, I've already
$25.
The damage is done. Yeah.
This is not, certainly I see everybody saying this in the comments. This is not my favorite John Waters. This is probably not even top 3, but it's John Waters. And I think I only have the original DVD of this.
Same.
I don't think I have a blue. And so an upgrade will probably look quite magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm into it. But maybe the best John Waters. We're also getting on June 23rd, a 4K and Blu-ray release of Desperate Living.
It's a great
4K of Desperate Living. This timeline is so very weird. This is a brand new 4K digital restoration, again, supervised and approved by John Waters. We got an audio commentary with Waters and Liz Renee. We got a new conversation with Waters and the film programmer, Christine Caciapo. We got a tour of the film's main Baltimore location led by Waters. New interview with Susan Lowe, Mary Vivian Pierce, and Mink Stoll. Interview with the production designer. We've got a trailer and then an essay by Grace Byron. A couple new things on here. I think there was only one on the last disc, but this is one. I don't think I own this in any format right now. I think I've borrowed this over the years when I got to see it. Desperate Living. How does this rank on your list of Waters stuff?
You know, there hasn't been, and now that we're thinking about it, I only have a couple on DVD and some on VHS. This is one I have on VHS.
Ooh.
I am really tempted to upgrade this one. I mean, I just love that cover. That's something I would just face that out just for pure joy. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's in the top 5 for sure. Yeah, that's a buy for me for sure.
This is a great cover. This is definitely an upgrade for me. Well, not an upgrade when you don't own it, I guess. This is an upgrade to a film that I'm eager to purchase and own at some point. This comes out in June, so it's perfect timing for that Barnes & Noble sale in July.
Perfect.
And then from last year, we've got It Was Just an Accident by Jafar Panahi. This is coming out on a 4K disc, a Blu-ray disc, and a DVD disc from Criterion on June 30th. This is going to have a new digital master. It's a new film, so of course it's a new master. You've got a new conversation between Panahi and the filmmaker Ramin Barani. You got a Cannes Film Festival press conference from 2025 with Panahi and members of the cast and crew, and a trailer, and that is it. I wish they did a little bit more on it, but shocking perhaps with how much I saw last year, this is one I still have not been able to see. So I'm dying to see this film.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites. It was my pick for international film. I was like, this is going to win, clearly. It didn't. But, you know, I was wrong with most of my picks. But yeah, I really liked this film. And, you know, the dude risks his freedom for art. And that's like, fucking buy his movies.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I can't say day 1, but this will be day 2 of the Criterion sale. This will be a pickup for sure. All right, next one that I've not seen, but everybody has been talking about this for years and recommending these films to me. And now in HD on June 30th, as part of the Eclipse series, I'll finally be able to get to see the Flamenco trilogy from 1981 to 86. Have you seen any of these films? Carlos Sora's Flamenco Trilogy.
No, I'm not familiar.
We got an essay by Michael Koreski, but because it's the Eclipse series, they don't really do much as supplements on these. But it's a box set. It's probably going to be fairly cheap. 3 supposedly great films. This will probably be $30, $35 during a sale. That's kind of hard to turn down at that point. I get it. This is supposedly one of the greats, so I need it.
Yeah, I love when things are presented in this way in an approachable price, because I don't know. It's such a treat to come across something where you don't know what it is, which I don't know what it is, and to get to enjoy all 3 films contextualized for you. I mean, what a great way to spend a couple days.
Yeah, it is absolutely great. And to see that they're bringing not all of them, we've not heard that, but a lot of the Eclipse series are likely going to get upgrades to HD. That is pretty exciting. Yes, Charade was an Eclipse release. That's the joke that Craig is making. No, not at all. But thanks, Criterion. And then we are gone from Criterion over in the UK on 4K Blu-ray and DVD. Soon we are getting How to Make a Killing. This is an A24 film here in the US, starring the one and only Glenn Powell. I have not seen this one, but I've heard it's pretty good, supposedly. Have you made this an exception to the not going to theater? I'm assuming no.
No, I'm not a huge Glenn Powell guy, so I might not see this one. I'll be busy again rewatching Ninja Terminator again.
I have to be honest, I've not met anybody that isn't a film studio that is a big Glenn Powell guy.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's not a lot there for me. I watched Running Man. The whole time I was like, I don't understand why I'm watching this. But yeah, How to Make a Killing. No.
I mean, it's got Margaret Qualley, so that's...
Timu Chris Pratt. That's cold. I like it.
It's got Ed Harris. I'm into that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the cast, but it's not something that jumps out at me. If this is a prime example of, like, if you saw this and you were like, I really like this movie, I would watch it because you liked it. That's what I do with people that I know. But me and myself alone, no. I'm gonna watch Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings first.
What a specific, really bad movie. Is there any Glenn Powell film that you've seen that you've went like, all right, at least that's a good movie?
I can't think of one, but what else has he done?
He has done Twisters.
Oh, I missed that one.
That one blew right by you.
Yeah.
He did The Running Man last year. He did Hitman a couple years ago. The big thing, Top Gun Maverick, is a lot of people's big one for him.
Oh, I saw the Hitman one. No, all of it. It just kind of like, it's like, what was his name? Sam Worthington. When everyone was trying to make Sam Worthington a big star. And it was just, there's certain people where I'm like, no, I get that you think this man is attractive, but yeah, I just am not getting what they're, but to be completely honest for myself, I'm way more a character actor driven watcher. So it's it's the interesting choices that people make that pull me in. So when someone's just like, I'm a leading man, I'm like, I'm not getting a lot from this for me. So.
And he was fine in Twisters. He was all right. He played his role quite well. My big thing, and I didn't love it because of him, but Linklater's film, Everybody Wants Some, he's a fairly large part of that movie. And that's the first time that I went, oh, I kind of see what people see in Glenn Powell.
Oh, cool, okay. I'd watch that.
That is a very fun movie. Everybody Wants Some is very good. Stan says Twisters was not good. Paul says Twisters was good. The other Paul says Twisters was good. Ronnie says, I liked him in Twisters. Sorry, Stan. All right. So that's How to Make a Killing. I guess How to Make a Killing is to hire Glenn Powell. Next up, Touch Me is coming out with a double feature with Hypochondriac. This is coming from Lightbulb Films over in the UK on May 4th. For those that are recognizing the title, Hypochondriac, I believe, was released by a Vinegar Syndrome partner label like 6 or 8 months ago. And I'm kind of sad that I have it now because I want this set. This looks like a really fun set. This says, touch me as two codependent best friends become addicted to the touch of an alien narcissist who may or may not be trying to take over the world. Hypochondriac says, Will is a young artist living his best life, but when his mother reemerges after a 10-year absence, it erodes the world that he has created and exposes a dark past of violence. This is a double disc pack with an exclusive booklet of essays and stills from each film. I may have gotten that backwards. Touch Me may have been the one that got a Vinegar Syndrome partner release, and Hypochondriac is the new one. I may be wrong there. Anything catch your eye on this one?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you had me sold on something about an alien and a booklet. So that's basically all it takes. Is that a smart way to spend money? No, but that's what got me there. I haven't heard of either of these.
Can you please send 3,406 other buyers just like you to antennareleasing.com to sign up for our email list? Thank you.
Do my best.
Next up, Send Help from this year. Sam Raimi's new film that is pretty damn fun. April 21st, coming on 4K Blu-ray combo pack and then a DVD. So we are not getting a standalone Blu-ray release of this, which is odd. But I also think it's very odd that this technically is owned by Disney, and they're giving this a 4K and not giving any disc to other films that I really thought were bigger than this.
Sorry.
But I don't question them anymore. Did you get to see Send Help?
I didn't, but I have a story that I'd like to share with you
Please.
About the movie Send Help. So this Valentine's Day, my wife's mother and husband went to go see Dios Mio, whatever the movie was that came out with Kevin James.
Dios Mio.
Yeah. And so they went to that and it was sold out. And they were like, well, what else could we see? And the person at the ticket counter goes, you could see Send Help. So pushing 80 years old, they went and saw Send Help on Valentine's Day. They got out. They enjoyed it. Sarah was like, oh, Dirk loves that director. So then they wanted to tell me all about it. But I just love that was their Valentine's Day, was watching Send Help in a theater instead of a Kevin James movie. I'm super excited to see this. Obviously, I didn't make it out to the theater. What did you think?
Funny enough, I did. And I did want to highlight where to go. Connor. Connor says, my aunt has watched every season of Survivor and she loved Send Help.
Nice.
Are you a Survivor person? Have you watched the show Survivor? Do you still watch Survivor?
I've never seen Survivor. I've heard the band. But no, never seen it. I've seen, there was a show called Wrecked, which was kind of a comedic TBS show, kind of riffing on Survivor type of thing. Very, very funny show. But no, I get the premise of it. I love the idea that she's like trained in this way to be sort of one-upping this asshole guy who's going to be put through the paces. I'm excited. I heard from people who saw it that it's got Sam Raimi stuff, and I love like the Sam Raimi flourishes, which is why I was picking on Running Man earlier, because Edgar Wright made it, and it's the least Edgar Wright movie you could ever see. There's no Edgar Wright in that movie, whereas you watched like last night, Late Night in Soho. Last night, whatever it was.
One of the two, yeah.
There's like whole sequences with like mirrors and stairs and camera movements where you're just like, this is Edgar Wright, you know?
Yep.
And so to know that Sam Raimi's still getting that Sam Raimi energy into a film that played in theaters, I'm over the moon.
So, Reggie says, I'll admit it, I've also seen every season of Survivor. And I will say, my wife and I still watch Survivor. We are watching every single week right now. I going into this, I had no idea that Survivor was a part of the movie. Survivor is a pretty big part of this movie. There's a lot of stuff that they talk about from Survivor. It's not like you need to know Survivor. You just need to know that it exists and the tropes of it. This movie is a hell of a lot of fun. That being said, as it does have a lot of Sam Raimi-isms, I do miss Sam Raimi embracing all practical effects. Some of the CGI here is wonky in a way that is not just like Uncanny Valley, but like, oh, you were doing so good, and you had to show that. Like, it could have been so much better right there. But that being said, it goes there on a few of the scenes. Like, there's one scene where somebody pukes, and it's classic Sam Raimi. So they puke, and they're like, huh. You wait for a second, huh. They do it again, and then you think it's over, and he does it 2 more times just to be funny and over the top about it. It works so well. Super into it. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Send Help. Check it out. Next up, Lionsgate Limited. I am eager to hear your thoughts on this. We are getting a 4K steelbook of The Ninth Gate from 1999, the Johnny Depp hell film. Brand new on this is going to be Unlocking the Ninth Gate, cinematographer Darius Kanji. So probably just a fairly short interview. There's some archival extras on here. We've got a commentary with super non-problematic person Roman Polanski from the year 2000, making a featurette from the same year, storyboard selections, gallery, satanic drawings, all this stuff that was on the previous releases. This is going to be a 2-disc set, and it's got this odd cover art that is super busy for this film. But I will say the Blu-ray for this looked really terrible. So I'm kind of excited to see a 4K of this because I enjoyed the movie. I think it's pretty well done. Any thoughts on Johnny Depp, Roman Polanski, two wonderful people, Steelbooks, Lionsgate Limited, side exclusives, anything of the above?
Oh, man. Well, so many positive ways we could go with this. I only saw this once when it came out in the theater, and I remember absolutely nothing. I remember that I was bored, but I'm sometimes my own unreliable narrator when it comes to movies because it could be like my mood, it could be whatever I had going on that day. I have nothing. All I remember is that he was an author. He's like a writer, and there was like a cabin, and that's about all I can remember. I don't remember 9 minutes of the Ninth Gate. So would I pay for this? I don't see myself doing that now, but if somebody told me, Dirk, you really got to get back in there and re-see this was the way I would probably go about seeing it.
This guy we can't entice $10 of shipping.
Oh yeah, no, then I'm going to pass. I'm instead going to watch Pumpkinhead 3, and I can't see what the tagline is for that. Ashes to Ashes.
I love this ongoing bit, and I hope it never stops. We got people saying it's great. We got people saying it's perfectly okay. Weird art on this one. I don't know. I get it. It's a movie about hell, and that's what you want to lean into is the hell. But did we need to lean into hell this way? There's so many other better ways we could. I don't know. Some people like it. If that's your thing, congrats. If it's not your thing, maybe you need to go smoke a bowl while watching The Stoned Age, the brand new Blu-ray release from the Vestron Video Collection. This is a site exclusive from Lionsgate Limited as well. Both of those are shipping on April 21st. This is from 1993, and I got to admit, before I knew this was coming, I don't think I'd ever heard of this film. Have you seen The Stoned Age?
Yeah, I saw it back in the day in 93. I mean, I don't remember much. It reminded me of there was a lot coming out around the I'm just not a hippie rocker guy back in the day. I was an angry industrial kid. So I saw these kind of stoner comedies, but it just it didn't really stand out. It's the kind of thing I might be interested in getting back into now that I'm not such a jaded teenager, but with what I was into and watching at the time, this is the sort of thing that I would, because I had access to everything in the video store, that I would just throw stuff on and do other things. So I'd be making mixtapes and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if anyone else is saying it's good in there. I might check this out again, but I'll also probably find watching Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud.
My buddy Brian, who is one of the foremost Laserdisc collectors in the world, says this is a pretty great movie and a very rare and valuable Laserdisc.
Oh.
So, hey. New extras on this. We've got Back to the Stoned Age, Tales from the Blue Torpedo, the Stoned Age reunion, and maybe most enticing, the worst phrased thing I've heard in a while, extended scene. Not scenes. One extended scene. This is going to be a Blu-ray disc. We'll have a digital copy in there as well. Pretty decent art from Lucas Peveril. He's a great artist. Love his stuff. Glad that he's on this with Lionsgate. But check it out. $25 plus $10 shipping if that's what you're into.
Also, I liked the original cover. So the one that's probably on that Blu-ray where they're on the hood of the car.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes, that's the one that was in the video store. That's what I remember the most.
Yeah. I do remember seeing this poster quite often because the guy on the left looks very high.
Yeah, I always thought it was Seth Green for the longest time. I was but it's not.
Seth Green with the longest hair ever, and 1993, he would have been just slightly younger.
Yeah, and at the time, I was watching Greg Araki movies, which made more sense to me. This was more, I don't know. Anytime something, it's not mainstream, but I was bad at judging that stuff in the video store. So anything that felt like when they started making movies with raves, I was this is not what a rave is. It's just like, to make a stoner comedy. But anyway.
I agree. Next up, a modern comedy classic, Bridesmaids from 2011, coming to 4K from Universal on May 12th. Nothing new on the disc other than the 4K scan. Any thoughts on Bridesmaids?
Not a film for me. Happy for everyone who loves it.
I am understanding. However, I love this fucking movie.
That's great.
I'm glad it's coming out. Love the movie. Love the story. Do I need this on 4K? No, this isn't like necessarily the most, I don't know, grandiose, beautifully lush color film or anything like that. But as Bridesmaids, I hope people see it if you've never seen it, which feels weird to say 15 years after it came out. Also feels weird to say Bridesmaids came out 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Hey, Flicker Alley, we don't talk about them enough. On May 5th, they're releasing The Garden of Eden from 1928. This is almost 100 years in the making. This is part of their Flicker Fusion series. And if you buy from their website, you get this pretty beautiful exclusive slipcover that will go over this as the standard cover art. Good looking stuff here. This is going to be a beautiful restoration. Undoubtedly, it always is. We have an audio commentary by Harlow Robinson, the author of Lewis Milestone Life and Films. There's going to be a restored fragment of director Richard Wallace's Lost Romantic Comedy, starring Corinne Griffith as well. The inimitable Corinne Griffith, The Orchid Lady of the Screen from 2026, a new visual essay from the historian David Pierce, narrated by Claire Lockhart. A short look at the painstaking restoration that they did on this, plus a booklet with a new essay by Harlow Robinson. Flicker Alley, do you have much from them?
No, I don't. But this is a great example of something that I would buy just to spend an evening being educated about it.
Yeah.
And that black and white image, not the slip, but the other one, looks gorgeous.
Yeah. This is just both of these. I love Flicker Alley. They do great stuff. All right, next up in our list. I totally forgot this was this week too. We are sponsoring an event on April 1st at the Elliott University Center Auditorium on the UNCG campus in North Carolina. This is sponsored by Antenna and Someone's Favorite Productions. And what it is we are showing The Matrix, and we are going to be getting a live DJ to rescore the film. And it's not just like somebody making a bunch of noise. This is scoring the film. So they're doing a lot of stuff during the entirety of the film. You can still hear all the audio. You can still make it a great time. This is a pretty big deal. Love the way that they do this. I am dying to go to one of these myself, but happy to help sponsor it. Check it out if you are in the North Carolina area. I'd love to hear what you think. Next up, Dust Bunny from last year, coming on 4K on April 28th here in the U.S. from Lionsgate themselves. There is going to be a making of, a Q&A sizzle, monster craft, cute to the cutthroat, Mads choreography video, cast explainers, and a trailer. Did you see Dust Bunny? Because genuinely, I feel like this is a new Dirk cult classic, if you will.
I did see it. And
good.
The thing is, like with some films, if there's a lot of CG stuff going on, it makes me like push back because I'm a product of the video store in the 80s.
Understandable.
So like a lot of like the weird floaty stuff in the opening, I was like, I don't know if I'm into this. I really like the performances in it. The cast is insane. I love the design of the creatures and stuff. Overall, I felt sort of outside of the film, but then I started reading reviews from people, and people really, really connected to it, really loved it. And so it's one I'll probably revisit in a couple years. But for me, it was sort of like, I don't know. I always describe it like that, where I'm just sort of outside of an experience. Yeah. It's not that it was good or bad for me. It's just like, I was like, I don't feel like I'm in the room with the people who love it, but I hope to be one day.
The format pushed you away a bit. I get it. This was a weird one because I really enjoyed this movie, but I swear this played in theaters for like 17 minutes.
Yes.
And that was it.
Yeah. Weird release.
I'm very shocked that a movie starring Mads Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver, David Dismalchin, this was hardly in theaters. I think it was a week-long run, maybe. That is crazy.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Because I love the like the cinematography in it. It's all very like, it reminds me of Delicatessen and Amelie and these films.
Good reference,
like,
yeah.
Now a lot of people go, oh, like a Wes Anderson movie, and I'm like, no. Like you're just saying that because of the color scheme that's in this, but like the actual camera movements, this hallway, the wallpaper, the carpeting patterns, like it's all so European. And anyway, there's some really great stuff in the film for sure.
This is for nobody in the chat and just for me, you and I, because we've seen it. But the roof shots, I would definitely call that out too. And nobody else has seen it, so I'm sorry. But yeah, there's one scene specifically where the little girl's on a roof, and it very much feels like a couple things out of Amelie.
Yeah,
good stuff. Speaking of comedy classics that probably don't need 4K releases, June 23rd, we're getting a 20-year anniversary release of Click on 4K. How relieved are you that they're finally answering your prayers here, Dirk?
I can finally sleep at night. Click is going to be on 4K. Look at the cover.
With Dolby Vision.
It's what we've always wanted. I've never heard anybody say that they enjoyed this. I know Christopher Walken's in a scene or something. That's all I know about it. I actually haven't seen a lot of Adam Sandler movies. I recently saw the one that was a sequel on Netflix, the golf one. Just making people furious. Anyway, I hadn't seen the first Billy Madison, and so I was like, well, that's weird when we were watching it. And my wife goes, well, they do that in the first one. They're doing the exact same thing they did and I was like, oh, and it made me really appreciate the film. In the end, there was like a little tribute. That's not this movie, but anyway.
I don't know if that was a bit. That's not Billy Madison. That's Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay.
If that wasn't on purpose, that was freaking hilarious.
Not a bit. You people don't understand. There's a lot I don't know, but yeah, I haven't seen this. If anyone in the chat, just let me know if I need to watch Adam Sandler Click and pick this up on the 4K because, oh boy. It's really quiet. So, all right, moving right along.
Oh, I was laughing because Cinema 4 says Golf 1 was the original title, like F1. Oh, my goodness. So, you don't need to watch Click. It is the middest of mid movies that has ever midded ever. But a better movie, if you've not seen it, I do recommend 50 First Dates, which is also coming out on 4K the same day from Sony, June 23rd. This one, not a 20-year anniversary. It's a 22-year anniversary. But my big thing is I hope that while all of these are coming out, somebody looks at it and goes, we should probably release the best Adam Sandler film and put out The Wedding Singer. So hopefully that one comes out on 4K eventually because that movie is great. And hopefully a boutique can get it and we get like 800 new extras because I would love to work on that disc. Please give me a phone call.
Yes, for sure.
Adam says Click was my first Blu-ray because it came free with the PlayStation 3. Terrible, but wowed because of the format. Oh man. And then Mr. A Fat Man is asking Jack and Jill 4K when? Dean Cundy was the DP, so it must look good. Oh boy. 50 First Dates, yeah, good stuff. And then Brian, he literally works with Drew Barrymore still a lot, and she and Adam are great friends because of this movie. Yeah, this is a good movie. Sean Astin, very, very good in this movie for sure. All right, that is enough about the Sandman. Let's instead go over to Peter Bogdanovich, a name that we've not talked about in a long time.
Wait, I just remembered something. There's a place here called Pretty Dirty. It's a bar, and they just changed their hamburger menu format to now be all Adam Sandler themed. This is true. And I just remembered I was telling my wife this yesterday. So just while we're talking about Portland throughout this conversation, we've got a bar with Adam Sandler themed hamburgers.
Do you have a list of them memorized?
I don't. I only looked at it once. But anyway, move on to the next one. I'll figure it out.
I'm waiting for like the Water Chestnut Boy or something like that. God, that would be awful. Let's see if I can guess any of the other ones. No, I'm not gonna be able to pull it off.
Okay, hold on. I got the menu here. Let's see if they've updated their menu. Oh my gosh. No, they haven't.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. CBS and Paramount have updated the film company Nickelodeon to be a film that was supposedly released in 1976, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. You can get this on Blu-ray from Sony Pictures on May 19th. Rumor is that it will also include the director's cut, which is black and white. So you should be able to look forward to that. This has Burt Reynolds and we've got Ryan O'Neal. We've got Brian Keith in this. We've got Tatum O'Neal. We've got John Ritter. Yeah, Peter Bogdanovich, pretty okay director from the history of film, I would say. Any thoughts on Nickelodeon? Have you seen this one?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't think so. Just in you describing it, but
This is supposedly a big surprise to come on HD. I had no idea the story behind this one, but it is nice to see Sony releasing this, which means I will absolutely be getting this when it dips below like $16.
fair.
Next up, another older title with a terrible cover because it looks pretty poorly put together. Billy Crystal and Mr. Saturday Night is coming on Blu-ray on May 19th from MGM. Now, this is what they've been doing recently. They've been getting some random obscure films from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, putting them on a Blu-ray disc and hoping for the best. Now, they're not announcing this anywhere, but from what I hear, some of the DVD special features are carrying over on these. So no word on this having special features, but that doesn't mean it won't have any. Any thoughts on Billy Crystal?
I mean, he's a showman. I saw this, I don't know, when it came out. I remember nothing about it. It wasn't my favorite. I like Running Scared a lot, if we're talking Billy Crystal, but not Mr. Saturday Night. I'm sorry. And that is the terrible cover.
It is not, I mean, it's based on the original poster, so kudos for that. At least it's not shitty
Weird.
Photoshop, but it is a weird cover.
The original was a picture. This is like a bizarre cartoon version.
And I've never seen the film. Terry says it's a cringe fest, so I'm not shocked. And Terry, yeah, he was about to say that it is the original poster for Mr. Saturday Night. It's, I don't know. There's something weird about the cover. It just doesn't feel right. Oh, geez. Are we already here? Okay. Hey, Antenna announced another acquisition this week. We are putting out a film called The Man Whom the Trees Loved. It is premiering at the Florida Film Festival next month. Please go check it out. It's playing at the NZN Theater. This is a wild movie that is based on the Algernon Blackwood short novel or novella or whatever called The Man Whom the Trees Loved. This film kind of oozes like the actual writing of the novella, and it is really interesting. It's like a Lovecraftian horror movie blend with a very slow burn, almost very literally a mumblecore movie. That being said, it is a slow film. For the first like 18, 19 minutes, there's not a single line of dialogue. So be prepared for that. But it is beautiful. It is wonderful. I love this movie, and I'm so excited to be putting it out. Please check it out if you're near Florida. It's going to be playing a bunch of film festivals throughout the rest of the year, and we will be putting it in theaters early in 2027. Very early look at this one.
I'll buy that one.
Sweet. You'd like it. May 25th, we are finally getting 2 new releases from Second Sight. First up is a 4K. That's going to be a limited deluxe and a standard 4K, and then a standard Blu-ray of The Devil's Candy from 2015. Have you seen The Devil's Candy?
Yes, and I really like it, minus CG fire, which is one of my least favorite things ever in anything. I just wish we could pick a different element. Let's not do fire. But that being said, I really enjoy this movie. And Second Sight, I hate you because everything you do is so freaking beautiful, and I have to own it. So it's just like every time they show something, I'm like, yeah, I need that. I need it with the book and the box, and damn it.
Well, and here's where it gets interesting for people watching and listening, because the same thing. I feel compelled to buy everything Second Sight. I don't love The Devil's Backbone. I don't remember liking it. Or not Devil's Backbone, sorry. I was thinking back to the other film, The Devil's Candy. I don't love The Devil's Candy. I thought it was very middle of the road. Perfectly fine. Not terrible. But now that it's in this pretty nice looking box, it's a 4K set, new special features. God, do I want The Devil's Candy again?
Have you seen it since you become a dad?
That's a good question. I mean, my oldest was born in 2015.
Okay.
So it had to have been it had to have been that first year, maybe the year after. So maybe it was just too early.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm just curious because sometimes that dad thing for me really works.
It does.
Yeah, it really, like the dad relationship with the daughter. I have a daughter. It just, that kind of stuff can kind of like tip me over on things. So
yeah, and that's,
it's great.
I get it. So based on Dirk's glowing review, I'm purchasing it because he forced me to. That's all you need to know.
The Second Sight did it, not me.
Well, and it makes sense because I feel like I have to buy it because I'm definitely getting Insomnia, the film from 1997 that they're also releasing on 4K that same day. This is the Stellan Skarsgård film from way back when. Brand new 4K restoration presented with Second Sight Films. Director approved HDR grade with Dolby Vision on this. You got a new audio commentary with the director and the co-writer. You've got a new interview with the director. Falling into it, a new interview with the producer. You've got Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. First time we've said her name all night, shockingly.
There it is.
Speaking on Insomnia, we've got some short films. There are 3 of them. And then on the limited edition, you got a 120-page book with new essays by Jen Adams, Mitchell Beaupre, Barry Forshaw, Francesco Macheski, Priscilla Page, and Travis Woods, plus 6 art cards for that album that I want. Insomnia, good movie. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, love it. I'm going to buy this.
Nice. I will say, too, gorgeous cover art on this one.
Look at it.
I can just stare at it.
The images almost make me as sad as the movie.
And as tired as the title implies. No, I'm kidding. Good movie. Check it out. Speaking of movies that are okay, coming on June 22nd, a 4K and Blu-ray release over in the UK from Indicator of Lamberto Bava's Macabre from 1980. This is a film that, funny enough, we aren't only going to be talking about once tonight because Vinegar Syndrome also announced it today. That was planned. They worked on it together. This is going to be a film that's got a brand new 4K HDR restoration from the OCN by Indicator and Vinegar Syndrome together. This has 3 presentations of the film: Macabro, the Italian theatrical version; Macabre, the international theatrical version; and Frozen Terror, the U.S. theatrical version. I've not seen 2 of those versions, so I'm interested in checking those out. However, we get a commentary with Eugenio Ercolani, Troy Howarth, and Nathaniel Thompson. This is the 487th commentary they've done together just this year alone, and it's only March. We've got a new interview with Lamberto Bava. We've got a new interview with Antonio Avati. New interview with Pupi Avati. Yes, his name is actually Pupi. We've got a critical appreciation by Mark Thompson Ashworth. We've got... the oeuvre of the composers being explored. We got an onstage interview with Bava last year after a screening. New and improved English subs, limited edition booklet with the 80-page booklet with a new essay by Roberto Curti, on archival interviews with the director, and then Pupi Avati gets interviewed in there as well. Any thoughts on Macabre before we talk about the Vinegar Syndrome version?
I remember it being okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth and on this, and the cover, I don't love the rainbow situation. I don't know if I need this. Then you say something like new interview with Bava, and I'm like, I'm kind of intrigued, but I don't know. I'm the wrong person.
I get it. I'm also much more of a Mario Bava than a Lamberto Bava. I don't love Lamberto Bava. He's done a couple things that I really like, but most of them are kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Okay film. I do like that Vinegar Syndrome and Indicator planned this whole announcement to be announcing on the same day. We're going to talk about the VSI in just a few minutes. But if this isn't enough from Bava or Indicator for you, you can look at Mario Bava's 4 Times That Night coming on 4K and Blu-ray on the same day over in the UK only. This is a UK only release, June 22nd. This one is going to have a commentary with Eugenio Ercolani by himself, commentary from 2019 with Mario Bava, and All the Colors of the Dark author Tim Lucas. We've got an interview with the son of the editor. We've got an interview with the assistant director and son of Mario Bava, Lamberto Bava. Visual essay by Rachel Nisbet. We've got the original trailer, new subtitles, limited edition booklet. 80 pages in that booklet. We got Leon Hunt in there, new writing on the film's Italian censorship history, archival interviews with the director and actors, full film credits, lots of stuff coming. This one, I feel like I want much more than Macabre.
That's a buy. Rachel Nisbet on there. That's another name. If I see her on a Blu-ray, I'm going to pick it up. So,
but there is the rainbow on the art still, so I apologize to you. Although that is just a J card, it does come off the box to make it look like that.
Okay, great. I didn't love that. Yeah, it's just really, it's too much for me. So yeah, maybe I'm not going to get the Macabre. I'm definitely going to get 4 Times That Night.
Understandable. And we'll talk about Macabre in just a minute because, like I said, VS also announced it. Same extras, but we'll get there. Next up, Primal, something that I've been meaning to check out a couple episodes of for a long time. June 30th, getting a Blu-ray and DVD of the third season of Jendy Tartakovsky's Primal. This one is coming from Warner Brothers. Animated series. I've not seen this. I think it's a Netflix show. Are you familiar with this one?
I've seen just a little bit of it when it was first coming out. I don't do a lot of TV, so episodic stuff I don't really see a ton of. And that's in my house, that's something that goes on like at midnight if my wife's awake and she's doing emails, handling business stuff, then we'll put something episodic on. So a huge deficit for me is television. I love the look of his animation, though. It just takes me right back to like Fire and Ice or something. So at some point I'd like to see it, but maybe if there's a set or something.
I could see a full. Yes, it is an Adult Swim HBO Max title. Thanks, Ronnie. I've heard nothing but good stuff about this. I definitely want to see it. All right. That's what I was saying. I don't think it's confirmed to be over yet, but when it is over, I could see them absolutely putting out like a complete series box set.
I'll get that.
Speaking of complete series box sets, look at that segue. Arrow dropped out of nowhere today that over in the UK on July 27th, July 28th in the US, they are releasing a deluxe edition 4K set of Stranger Things, the complete series, a deluxe edition Blu-ray set of Stranger Things, the complete series, a standard 4K set of Stranger Things, the complete series, and a standard Blu-ray set of Stranger Things. There's going to be supplemental features, 25 discs. I don't even know where to start here. If you get the deluxe edition, you've got, did I list it here? You've got a token, you've got a patch, you've got all kinds of stuff that comes with it. It looks like a pretty robust package. I got to say, the biggest coup here is that Arrow Video launched this on March 19th out of nowhere, as if nobody even saw this coming. Nary a peep from anybody in the process of putting this out. Nobody in the supplemental features, nobody in the pipeline at all let this known that this was going to leak. This is coming out from Arrow Video, going to be massive. This is going to make them alone at more than $1 million. Any thoughts on this, Dirk?
Oh, I'm the wrong person. I'm not a fan
we just heard you say that you love episodic things.
I know. I'm not a fan of Stranger Things. I, in fact, made people really mad when the show first came out because I was saying that I felt like there was nothing really to it if you took away all the Firestarter and the ET and all the references that they were making. And so people got really mad because people really love this thing. So I just keep my mouth shut when it comes to Stranger Things. It looks like if this was something that I really liked, it looks like an amazing package. And I don't doubt that they'll make $1 billion off of this. It's just such a hugely impressionable thing, something that was so big. You could do a new version of this every 5 years, or whatever.
I'm shocked that they got this in a way. I'm not shocked that they got this in another way. The only people that's been able to release Netflix content now that we can see that's owned purely by Netflix, not the production companies, is Criterion and Arrow. And what do they have in common? They are both owned by billionaires. Mm-hmm. So billionaires of a feather stick together in a way that sucks. But honestly, it's great that we're getting this stuff on disc. It's a 25 disc set, and not to be like, ooh, you should buy this necessarily, but at the price point they're releasing it at, it's kind of very inexpensive. If you get the standard 4K set, I think it was $150, $155, something like that. For 5 seasons of a TV show on 25 discs, that feels pretty decent coming from a boutique that had to pay to license it.
That's a good point. Or you could watch The Hidden 2, which...
Are there more Pumpkinhead films?
No, we're out of the Pumpkinhead films. There's only 4. So far.
I was just about to say, I would love to commission a Pumpkinhead 5.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm shocked here. I don't even know what to say. For a release like this coming from Arrow, I easily could have seen this being $240. Mm-hmm. It is shockingly inexpensive. And then if you get the Blu-ray version, it's even cheaper, of course. So check it out. Pretty decent price, pretty decent set if you're into the show. Me, I don't love the show. 2 seasons were pretty good. 1 season was tolerable. 2 seasons are complete uncanny valley ass that I never plan on watching again. Will I buy this? Maybe. My wife loved it.
Yeah.
If I need to make her happy with part of my hobby, this might be the one to go, especially because it's semi-inexpensive.
Yeah, and if it's a great price point and it's well put together and somebody likes it, then like that's a win-win situation. I would take a 25 disc Godfrey Ho set. Yes. I own like 47, I think the total is right now. But you know, I would take a set. Let's do that. I mean, if we could get Phoenix the Ninja on there, that would be good. Ninja American Warrior, that would be nice. Or Death Code Ninja. Ooh, look at that.
I can confirm I am knowledgeable of that was the wrong way to say that, of the fact that there are some, at least one or two Godfrey Ho films coming later this year.
Yeah, I think Justin DeClue's involved with something that's going on, but it's not this one. It's not Clash of the Ninjas. Look, Cobra's in it. No, he's not, but he's on the cover. Anyway.
That is a wild cover.
Yeah, I love it to death.
Terry, I agree with you. I am over 1980s mainstream nostalgia. Let's get to the 90s already. Let's bring back the grunge. Let's bring back chickenpox parties. Let's bring back... what else was terrible in the 90s? I don't know. That implied that grunge was terrible. Some of it was. Oh, God. Give me some Spin Doctors, please. All right. We have spent a lot more time talking about this than I expected. Hey, this movie Macabre, if you've never heard of it, it is getting a 4K and Blu-ray release from Vinegar Syndrome here in the U.S. after their halfway to Black Friday sale. For those that don't know, that is happening from May 22nd to May 25th this year. Ronnie says, what the heck is chickenpox parties? For those that have never heard of it, a chickenpox party is where somebody at your school got chickenpox and the parents would get 5 or 6 of the kids to hang out around the kid that had chickenpox to make sure that they could get it early and just get it over with so it's not dangerous later in life. Now we have vaccinations. Well, unless you're in a red state. But it is something that you can, that was mean. But you can count on it because, people have gotten smarter.
Yeah, Chickenpox Party also opened for Stone Temple Pilots when they first came out touring, 93. If you want to see that.
Oh, wow. That was, speaking of grunge. This is the cover art of the Vinegar Syndrome release of Macabre. This is going to be coming with a booklet as well, just like the Indicator one, but it will be an exclusive booklet. The writing here is different from the Indicator release. This has all of the same bonus features, so you can expect to get this if you are a subscriber, because it is a mainline title. But we are getting this as part of their special flash preview pre-order thing that they're doing. One thing I wanted to talk about. Do you get Vinegar Syndrome emails, Dirk? Did you read what they sent today?
You know, I get a lot of emails. I don't read them all, if I'm being honest. I like scroll through and look at pictures like a child, but I didn't see what it said.
So I gotta be honest, I did the same today, and then I had a friend who's in the chat, Mr. Sibner, who sent me a little cutout here, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I wanted to read this. They say, this special flash preview pre-order is your first taste of our always incredible halfway to Black Friday lineup, with the full event running May 22nd to 25th. Like I said, that's when Macabre will ship, is after that sale. But they said, important, customers who place a flash preview pre-order for Macabre will unlock exclusive access to the 2026 Halfway to Black Friday Flash Pre-Order Everything package, which will include our complete Vinegar Syndrome and sub-label lineup for the month of May. So now, not only has Vinegar Syndrome completely, we'll say, like, hypnotized everybody into buying all of the cardboard slipcovers that they have, but now, if you buy something, you unlock access to buying more of everything all at once, Dirk. Isn't that exciting?
I mean, it works. I wasn't even interested, and then you said it unlocked our ability to spend more money, and I was like,
damn it, Dirk, we're supposed to be against it.
I know, I'm sorry. I hate it. I'm interested.
You sound so reluctant. So me, I don't love this move. It feels a little gross. It also is kind of weird because if you're a subscriber, you can only buy the extra sub-label stuff. You're already getting the other titles as part of your subscription. And so to make the everything package as an exclusive is weird to begin with. Anyways, I don't love the move. I get it when you kind of run everything and you're about to have 50 different partner labels, literally. That's going to be a wild time. But I will say, if you're interested in spending money this weekend and you're not interested in buying the Vinegar Syndrome 4K of Macabre, there is going to be a fairly large Deaf Crocodile sale starting on Saturday. Criterion sale next Tuesday. There's a Warner Archive sale starting on Monday. There is a lot happening this next week. And I would say you are still going to be able to purchase everything that's in this flash pre-order package. You do not need exclusive access to this. You can wait and pick and choose, or also choose to get everything when it happens in May. Don't worry. They're not going to keep your money in your pocket. They want it just the same.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you just said. I mean, I don't need most of the things that I've been buying from Vinegar Syndrome. It's like I'm filling in holes, and I'm getting better. I'm not so much like I said earlier, where it's like I would just jump on it because I'm like, everyone's gonna need this, and then find out that no one knew what this movie was. Right. The numbers just aren't that limited anymore. And if they make money, there's repressings. So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to pay extra to have early access to spend money that I could have just waited on anyway.
Right.
I will get some more Deaf Crocodile, that's for sure.
Smart choice. No, if I said Kino Lorber, I did not mean Kino Lorber. There is a Warner Archive sale starting on Monday. There's a Criterion sale likely on Tuesday. There's a Deaf Crocodile sale starting on Saturday and lasting a week. And everything that came out pre-January 2026 will be on sale with Deaf Crocodile. So check it out. And honestly, like, I don't love the art on both of them, but at least the indicator art is the original art. I'd rather have that on the box than this corpse licking that's happening.
Corpse licking also opened for... No, I'm just kidding. I did see them. They opened for Babes in Toyland. It was
corpse licking was a short on the Pumpkinhead 3 disc.
Yes.
All right, so that is Vinegar Syndrome. We got just a few more left to go over, and then we will be done. May 5th, we got a Blu-ray and DVD release coming of Youngblood from 2025, a hockey film. This is coming from Wellgo USA. I know nothing about this, and neither does Dirk. This has Blair Underwood. If you're a big Blair Underwood fan, there you go. Next up, we finally got details on a steelbook that many people pre-ordered last September. And that is the 4K steelbook of One Battle After Another. This is releasing finally on June 2nd. Now, this is a controversial thing because this was announced the same day as the standard release that came out like 2 months ago. Not that long ago, probably like a month ago. But that thing had no supplemental features. And this is going to have a dedicated bonus disc with new materials produced by Paul Thomas Anderson, including camera lighting and costume test, a screen test from Chase Infinity, and a feature-length making of documentary. There's going to be additional extras, including a deep dive into the editing process and footage from the film's opening night at the Vista, plus a 24-page booklet. I'm glad I've got this one on the way. I definitely wanted the extras, but it is weird that they expected us to pre-order this 9 months in advance without us seeing the cover art until today. And having that cover art, I gotta be honest, be pretty underwhelming. Yeah. The scene is good in the movie. That's not great cover art.
Yeah, agreed.
Great movie. I'm glad I got this coming, but this is a weird choice.
I love a feature length. Did you say making of?
Making of, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Because, I mean, when you see something like this, it just has such a singular kind of vibe to it. It's like, yeah, right. I want to know what the set was like. I want to see behind the scenes. I want to watch. It's always fun to see Leonardo DiCaprio snap into character, and all that stuff is like such a treat for us to watch the process.
Brian is asking if this is different than what he pre-ordered, and that's where this gets tough. No, this is what you pre-ordered, but it's been... At this point, it's been 6 months and you've forgotten because this thing is sold out like that day when it went up for pre-order, which is stupid. It's 6 months later and they're just now revealing what it's going to include. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, moving right along. The Yeti also coming out from Wellgo USA. This is coming on May 19th. This thing is crazy. It has a decent looking cast. It's got supporting cast from William Sadler. Jim Cummings is in this. Very curious to see this one. I'm a big Jim Cummings fan.
Same.
Any thoughts on Yeti films?
Well, is it Jim Cummings, the actor, or the voice of Winnie the Pooh? That's two different. Because if that's the Yeti's
they're
voice,
both in it.
If the Yeti's voice is Winnie the Pooh, I'll watch it.
That would be wholesome.
This isn't the movie with the Sasquatch that castrates somebody. That's a different movie?
Yes, that is a film from the 80s released by Severin that I have a ceramic statue of over there.
Money well spent. Don't know the title. Yeah, I don't know this film, but it sounds like something I don't. So I look forward to putting this on the collection.
I will say, Yeti movies, usually pretty fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Next up, this is coming from True Brit Entertainment, which means it had to contractually star Pierce Brosnan. Giant, coming on Blu-ray and DVD on April 13th. This is a boxing movie with Pierce Brosnan and Amir El Masri. Pierce Brosnan, looking a little rough on this cover here. Oh boy.
It looks like he has a little party hat on, the way the N is.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, weird.
This is from executive producer Sylvester Stallone, because it's a boxing movie, so he had to executive produce it.
I think that's the only way they get made, isn't it?
Literally.
It's just from Sylvester Stallone.
Raging Bull, produced by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Next up, Eyes Wide Shut, getting a 4K steelbook over in the UK soon. We don't have a release date. This is obviously not the cover. I do want to point out, this is also Warner Brothers, just like One Battle After Another. They know when they're releasing this. They know what the cover art is going to be.
Yeah.
Why is it a mystery? Why do we play this game? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
For those wondering, this will be the same as the Criterion like grade and all that stuff. It will probably have different extras on the disc. There probably will still be some, but it will likely be just what was on the old Blu-ray. Check it out if you're into it. All the U.S. Retailers are carrying this. If you want a steelbook of Eyes Wide Shut, and that's what you're dying to have, you can pick it up. That is it. That is all we got. That's a lot of announcements, but not really. It's a pretty slow week.
Seemed like a lot.
Just imagine, a few weeks ago, we had more than 100 in 1 week.
That's too many.
It is too many. We are talking tonight about Underseen Films from the last 5 years.
Yes.
Dirk, how do you feel about this how do you feel about this decade of films? How do you feel like we are faring in the pantheon of cinema right now?
Oh, man. I think there's so many great movies happening every year. It just depends on if people can find them or if they talk about them longer than a week. You know, that's kind of the idea for this, because there's just so many movies, but unless it's like the thing of the year, so many things just kind of fall by the wayside, unfortunately.
There's also, a little global pandemic in the middle of the last 5 years that caused some problems in the industry, but that doesn't need to play too much into these. We are going to cover one from each year, one from 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 that you should check out. Again, I picked some that you probably heard of, but probably not seen. I tried to go fairly obscure on a few of them, but I have a feeling that some of you have heard of at least two or three of these. I'm dying to hear what you're going to pick. So let's start with Dirk. 2021. What is your pick for an underseen film?
Well, I had a tie, so I was going to keep it quick.
Do it. You can take as long as you want.
So the first one is She Will, directed by Charlotte Colbert. Starring Alice Krieg from Sleepwalkers. We all know and love her. She was in one of the Star Trek shows, I think. She was in Ghost Story, Gretel and Hansel. Great actors. Also has Coda Eberhardt, who was in Dark Phoenix, a movie I didn't see. It's an old film star that is, she's had a double mastectomy. She goes out to the Irish countryside, I believe, and her young nurse goes with her. And then sort of weird things start to happen. And I don't want to say more than that, but I will say it's a gorgeously shot film. People will describe it as like a slow burn, like you said. But like there used to be a time when we would just watch movies and I don't know. Anyway, it's just when you see like a debut from someone and it's so much excellent cinematography and so much just strong directing, great acting choices. There's like one maybe CG bird scene I could have done without, but the rest of it is like really nice, creepy, and atmospheric. And I looked it up and there was some people who still appreciate it, but I just feel like it's one of those films that will be lost to the conversation. So come October, if you're looking for something witchy and atmospherical to watch in that month, She Will is a film that I think gets overlooked.
I remember this having a pretty evocative poster, if I remember right. I think fire or something on the cover, right?
Yeah, and the trailer has some really nice, like, just really close-up shots that kind of give you it's almost a tactile film, one of those where you can feel the textures in the shots and stuff. It's really, really good, really nice. And then really quickly, I wanted to talk about After Blue, Dirty Paradise. This is by Bertrand Mandico. It's a psychedelic queer space western released by Altered Innocence because I wanted to get them into the conversation. They do a lot of great stuff involving LGBTQ films and restoration of those films. And it's just, I think Bertrand Mandico is a really fascinating filmmaker. And the cool thing about this film is if you enjoy this French psychedelic lesbian space western, they also put out Bertrand's short films. And I haven't seen the evolution of a filmmaker so clearly illustrated as his short films. The Bertrand short films start out like black and white, are so creative and interesting. And this film, and then Bertrand also did She Is Conan, so colorful, so just bright and insane and neon and smoky. But, the beginning was black and white, and you see color introduced into these short films until it becomes something that would lead to their first feature. So After Blue, Dirty Paradise, it's something that gets overlooked, but I think is well worth a look for people. That's my 2021.
Bertrand Mandico is a wild filmmaker.
Yeah. Yep. Tried to get an interview and they said, well, at some point. And I was like, fingers crossed. I don't know.
Coming in 2037.
Yeah.
Pretty much every movie that you watch from Bertrand, you'll find something, and not just like the classic, you'll find something to appreciate in them all. Mm-hmm. You'll find something and probably go, I've never seen anything like that before.
Never. Yeah. The dog person and She Is Conan. I mean, wow. Love it.
Great pull. That's a really solid choice. One that I probably could have led with, and I went with a terrible route because I'm starting on a real downer of a film. So I apologize in advance, but I feel like this is an important one to talk about. So 2021 was the year that we got the directorial debut of Gerard Carmichael. Gerard Carmichael directed a film called On the Count of Three, and it stars Gerard and it stars Christopher Abbott, who I've grown to love. He is somebody that not only is immensely attractive in like every single thing he's ever done, and I hate him for it. He pulls off kind of every type of character, and to see his growth throughout the years from terrible series that I won't name again, but to like underhanded Irish familial dramas that are just remarkable. He is always incredible. And this movie, On the Count of Three, is about two friends. One of them is recovering from a failed suicide attempt, and the other one comes to the point where they say, everything kind of sucks. What if we both just killed ourselves? And it is a very unique look at like the healthcare system in the US. It's a unique look at friendship and admitting failures in mental health. It is a unique look at recovery in multiple different ways. Hell of a cast. J.B. Smoove, Tiffany Haddish. Like I said, Christopher Abbott's great. Gerard Carmichael's great. There's somebody else that I am forgetting in this. Henry Winkler is in this, and he's incredible in this. But the big thing for me, the soundtrack in this is very poignant in a way that you don't expect for a movie like this. It really hits on everything that you really want it to. But this movie got seen by like 14 people. It played nowhere. I think it was on Hulu. It might still be on Hulu. Ronnie is the resident Hulu expert, so let me know if it's still on Hulu, Ronnie. On the Count of Three is beautiful and sad and very darkly funny, but so much of it is just like, haha, we all feel this way, right? Like, it all just kind of sucks. So I would definitely caveat and recommend that you don't watch this if you're in I don't want to say trigger warning, but if you're in any sort of a vulnerable, dangerous space, maybe don't watch this movie until you're feeling much more better than you are. On the Count of Three is great and depressing and wonderful. So please give it a watch if you haven't, because it deserves all the eyes.
That's a great pick because She Will is a horror film, so it has October, but these sort of films, like an indie kind of dramedy, they don't really have a space like that where they're going to be celebrated every year. So that's an excellent poll.
All right. We are moving on to 2022.
2022. It's a tie. I hope that's okay.
You can have ties for all of them, and I will be thrilled.
I only have this one. Maybe the next one. Up first from 2022, Moon Garden.
Okay.
One of my favorite films. It's written and directed by Ryan Stevens Harris. It stars his little girl. So it's a director and a daughter. If we remember when I talked about being a father to a little girl, it's, it gets me in the heart there. Talk about Dark. She goes into a coma, and then we see this fantastical world where she can sort of hear the struggles of her parents while she's in the coma, but she's in this fantastical steampunk world where there's a monster that feeds off her tears, and there is crazy special effects. It's like a total labor of love. It's also a way that, a way that we can bring oscilloscope into the conversation because they do some really awesome stuff. I had the pleasure of interviewing the director about the process. It's just a gorgeous set that you have. Well worth paying for. It's a gorgeous special little film with a creature with a bunch of teeth. I love these fantasy kind of things, and so it's a very good movie that I've never heard of anyone until now. Somebody was like, it's great. I'm like, thank you, finally. And then my other one is A Cow Who Sang a Song into the Future. This is from director Francesca Allegria. It's a surreal Chilean film, with some like really big ideas and beautiful cinematography. And it starts off with a contaminated river with dead fish, and a lady stands up out of the water, and she's totally fine. She's not dead, but you learn that she is a mom who died from this family, and she's back. She's apparently just normal, just stepping back into their lives. And it's kind of an ecological film. It's there's like an elegy sort of thing going on. It's about like deep family wounds, and if somebody stepping back in is good for the family or is worse. There's a really beautiful teen, I think, in it who's trans that you think like, oh no, because of American films, you're like, this person's going to get murdered or something. But it's actually handled really beautifully. It's a film that like I've never convinced anyone to see, despite talking about it on probably 20 episodes of a podcast. But The Cow Who Sang a Song into the Future is a movie that deserves to be at least witnessed by people, if not owned. So I really love it. And if you like sort of foreign films that leave an open space, it's not surreal in like a Lynchian kind of way, but there's definitely room for interpretation in things. And so I think if you watched it with somebody else, you could have a great conversation. If only I could convince someone else to watch it.
So you're holding up a release. Is that a DVD? Is that
yeah, this is from Kino.
Oh, very nice.
That's the crazy thing. I got it for like $7 or something. It was like new. Like it just was, and it is, super bare bones. There's nothing on here but the film. You've got optional English subtitles, thankfully, because I don't want anything dubbed ever. Yeah, that's how you can find it. Kino, when they have a sale, you could probably scoop it up really cheap. But I recommend people check it out. There's a sequence in it. No, I don't want to ruin it. Sort of further in case somebody watches it, but
I will absolutely be watching it in the next sale that they put it up for sale. I'd buy that for $7 in a heartbeat.
What'd you choose for 2022?
My 2022 is one that I think is probably like, because we're all boutique collectors, a lot of you have probably heard of this movie and never seen it. So I really wanted to give a light to a holiday horror movie called The Leech from 2022. This is starring Graham Skipper and Jeremy Gardner, and it is about a priest who is very kind. He's somebody that opens up his parish, his church, whatever, to a couple that needed a place to stay. At first, he's just very much living his life with empathy and sensitivity towards somebody else going through a hard time. And almost immediately, things start to spiral out of control in ways that you don't really see coming. And I will say, Graham Skipper here is brilliant. This is essentially what comes across as like a jolly old monk who's like, come in, let's just rest your feet. We'll get you some help. And immediately he's like, fuck the world, this is the worst piece of shit. And it's just, this movie is wild. It's so unexpected. It's one of those perfect like holiday horror in a way that is very clearly a Christmas horror movie, but they don't lean too much into it. It's just kind of like it's like a supporting character itself. It's the background is snowy. There's Christmas lights. There's references to a couple things like, are you going back to your family for the holiday? Stuff like that. It is a unique movie that you get somebody who is now sort of becoming a fixture in like indie horror and that sort of scene. And he is deranged by the end of this movie. It is wonderfully acted. It's a very simple story, which is why I'm kind of not going too far into it, because you can't really explain much without giving away a lot of the plot. But I will say the first third of this is very normal, and then it starts to get into like cringe moments. And it's one of those movies where you're like, okay, but why are you still saying yes? You should have said no 8 decisions ago, and we're still just, come on. And then about 10 minutes later, you're like, your life is now ruined. What are you fucking doing? But it's a great time. I really hope people check it out. Arrow Video released this, and it's a great Blu-ray. Some nice bonus features on it. It's a fun release. Check it out. Good, like really interesting poster on the front. You'll remember it if you go look it up right now. It's great. Good movie. The Leech.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. I haven't seen it. I recognize the artwork, but I didn't know anything about it. And so, I'm definitely going to, I'll pick it up, but I'm definitely going to see it for sure.
Nice.
Okay, 2023. It's a tie. Okay, so we have up first Riddle of Fire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
good pick.
Yeah, it's this is the one that's for every one of these two. It's a gorgeous release by Vinegar Syndrome, first of all, I want to say. It's directed by Weston Razzouli. It's about 3 kids riding dirt bikes in the woods on a quest for a pie recipe. It's kind of got this D&D kind of vibe to it. It's cute. It's funny. It's an excellent cast. A great Dungeon Synth soundtrack. I saw it in the theater on film with the person that worked on the soundtrack in attendance. This release for Vinegar Syndrome is just beautiful. It's a small film that, we think about these great releases like Cloak and Dagger stuff, these like huge 80s films getting this kind of shine, but this is a gorgeous treatment of a little film that, bless their hearts for everything they put into this. I don't think enough people have seen it, and once you do see it, you'll fall in love with it. There's moments that are just endlessly they're just so fun. And then to contrast that, Divinity. So directed by Eddie Alcazar. It's black and white, produced by Steven Soderbergh, who loves midnight movies. It's a black and white sci-fi movie starring Scott Bakula and Stephen Dorff with a soundtrack by DJ Muggs of Cypress Hill. Look, it's not for everyone. It's definitely not something that I've met anyone else that they enjoy it. But this is a great example of what I love about movies. The fact that Steven Soderbergh can produce something because he thinks midnight movies are still important, despite theaters not being what they used to be with the midnight movie situation. Bless his heart. And I couldn't believe this was a real thing put out now. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then Vinegar Syndrome, this is a ridiculous situation for something that I don't know. It's something that I just had to mention because where is the space for that movie? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Divinity is weird. Riddle of Fire, though, it's one of those anybody can watch that. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Like, that's one of those movies I could show my whole family, I could show my kids, but there's one scene that's kind of
sure. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So maybe in a couple years.
Yeah.
But Riddle of Fire is great fun. Divinity, after you are like, oh, that was a great time, we need to wind down, watch Divinity and be on edge a little bit. It's a great time.
Or you could just skip to the last like 8 minutes of it and be like blown away.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about it is it's so long and slow and methodical in what it's doing, and it's like Italian perfume commercial cinematography that like when it gets to the end, if you make it that far, it's a real treat. But I know people that are like, this isn't for me, and I'm like, that's totally respectable, absolutely,
And understandable.
yeah,
entirely.
for sure.
Before I say mine, I do want to shout out Adam brought up River from 2023, and I almost picked this one.
Same.
This movie rules.
Yeah, I have it right here. And I was like, River was on my list, but then I had these two, and I was like, I mean, I have talked about these more. So, yeah, great.
Well, I'm kind of glad you picked those two because I'm also picking one released by OCN for this round. But River, great. You can pick up the release from Greyface. There might be a wonderful visual essay on it. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm picking a film released by Utopia. Came out in 2023. Obviously, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
It is starring George McKay, who is a name that a lot of people recognize primarily from 1917. But this is a movie that I feel like nobody has seen other than a handful of us in my Patreon. We did a watch along with this movie, and it is the movie Femme. This movie came out to seemingly nobody seeing it. It's directed by Sam H. Freeman and Eng Chun Ping. It is starring George McKay, like I said, in like the main antagonist role, but the main star of this is Nathan Stewart Jarrett, which is a name you've probably never heard before, giving a performance that will blow you away. It is the most tender, anxious, very vulnerable performance that I did not expect. It essentially is about somebody that is living their life in the UK. They are going to like a corner store not in the middle of the night, but like late at night. And a group of people leave like a nearby club and they go into this corner store as well. And they attack this person that walked in there because they are gay. Or they're assuming that they're gay. This person participates in drag, and that's one of the things that they're assuming. After this like really brutal beatdown, the person that was attacked eventually starts to fall for the person that attacked them. And it's about this story of like this budding relationship where the attacker doesn't remember this person and they start to get close with each other. The movie is legendary. I don't really want to say much else because the only thing I really want to highlight other than stupendous performances is the way that it's shot is so much more thought out than a lot of these dramas are ever shot. The blocking specifically, it is done in a way where you can tell they've specifically planned every single shot. And I always just love where you can feel the craft of that in every single scene. The lighting in this movie is also beautiful. Like it's one of those movies where if it had gotten a 4K with HDR, you'd be like, okay, this is why the format exists, and it's amazing. But it doesn't have one, and it's okay. It still looks incredible. Wonderful film, based on a short film. Check out the short. Also good, not nearly as good as the feature, but also very good. Femme, yeah, not much else to say about it because I really want everybody to experience it. And it's one of those movies. It'll be on sale at the halfway to Black Friday sale. It'll probably be like $15. Check it out. It's so worth it.
Yeah, you're right. It's gorgeous, and I love that too. When you can feel the hands and the artistry of the setting up shots and things. Because I've seen some things lately that were big, and I was like, who shot this? Like, why are we behind everyone's head the whole time? Like, there was a movie I watched where I was like, this is their intent, but what are we doing? Like, it's just absurd. Okay, excellent. I only have one for 2024.
No, are you okay?
I know. And it's Handsome Guys.
Oh, I've not seen this one. Nice.
Yeah, so Handsome Guys. This is a beautiful numbered release. So it's 2024, directed by Nam Dong Hyub. I don't know how to pronounce Hyub in Korean. So I'm not going to murder it. But it stars Lee Sung-min from The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, and Lee Hee-jun from The Yellow Sea. So two rad leads. It's the Korean remake of Dale and Tucker versus Evil. It comes with collectible... here's the actual... You can see the case of the two gents. And this release also comes with cards and some tarot cards.
Ooh.
Pretty cool. It also has a picture inside the case, which is reversible. So it's really awesome. I waited forever for this to come out, and the second that it was released by Nova,
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. You said that, and I didn't know there was a Korean remake. I need this now.
Yeah, so the release, it's a textured case, which is pretty cool. It's numbered. This is 61 of 1,000. It's really cool to see when another culture takes something that and makes it for their culture. So there's the spin on the handsome guys. They go and get their little cabin. It's your Dale and Tucker characters, but they're different because it's in Korea. And then the way that there's evil or not going on, it's also different. It's a cool take on it, and it's very fun. The characters are very fun. If you were well versed in Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it's great to compare the two, to be like, oh, this is where this happens, or this is where, oh, it doesn't happen that way in this, because you also have the spoiled brat kids, you have the mistaken identity murder stuff. It's all there in it, and it's just stylish and cool, and the casting is really fun. So, Handsome Guys, the Korean remake of Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
Make me spend money tonight, Dirk. I hate it.
Yeah.
I love Tucker and Dale. Like, I just showed my sisters that movie for the first time, and they both loved it. So, like, I need to see this.
Every time I go back to it, I'm like, it can't be that good. And then I'm like, I have such a good time. And I'm like, yep, it gets me every time. I don't know. I love it. I waited so long to find this. And the second I saw it released by Terracotta is where I found it.
Oh, wow.
And then I just was like, get it. And it was expensive. I paid maybe $60 for this. But there was no price that would have been outside of me for my wallet for me to get to see what this was, because I love Korean films and I love Dale and Tucker. So,
not me opening another tab to see if they still have it, which they probably don't. All right, so we are on 2024. I think. Oh shit, they still have it. Fuck.
Yes.
Fuck. Damn it.
It's the numbered one too.
Shit. Everybody, wait for me to purchase before you click buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got to talk about 2024 before I click the button. This is probably my most mainstream film, and this is going to sound really silly to say, oh, this is an Underseen film, because most of you have probably seen this. But to me, this felt like a quintessential Dirk film, and I can't remember if you spoke on it or not, but I had to bring it up because I don't understand how few people have given the time to this movie yet. 2024's directorial debut of Dev Patel, called Monkey Man, is a borderline masterpiece. I don't understand how this is his first film. It is shot beautifully. The color palette alone is like incredibly unique. He takes what is essentially like a very by the books retribution revenge type story and brings in like this very personal family and like local mythology aspect of it that makes it super interesting. And then just the look of wearing this mask and getting the absolute shit beat out of him every single night to make a ton of money. This movie is so good. The action is incredible. It is choreographed better than like all the Marvel movies combined. It is like a well shot out, properly written, better acted John Wick movie, starring people that look better than anybody in any John Wick movie. It is so well made. I cannot wait for him to make more things either like this or better than this and see what he learned from it. I loved this movie.
Yeah, no, same. When I saw it, I was just like, what? I texted my brother-in-law, and he was like, I know, right? And that was about as far as it got. I don't think this movie got the shine that it really deserves. And yeah, it did, play in theaters, and some of us, would be like, I guess that's mainstream. But I don't think it cracked the mainstream the way it deserves to. I think everything that you said is true, from the cinematography to the fight choreography. It's a banger all the way through.
And nobody watched it. That's what I don't understand. Like, I know some people discovered it on Netflix later and stuff like that, but this is a movie that nobody watched, and hearty recommendation for it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, my 2025, it's just one film. I don't even own it. And that's Marshmallow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe I'm hearing that is getting a release soon. So you'll get a chance to buy this. So everybody keep an eye out if you're liking what he talks about.
I think that'd be great. It's just a little indie sci-fi camp movie directed by Daniel Del Purgatorio. It's normally I don't like movies that have some kind of bullying in it, but it's short-lived and it's not super awful. So it's just, it starts out like a camp movie and then it kind of twists. So it could be like, what was that sci-fi series, like something robot or something? Anyway, it could be like an episode on one of those like little sci-fi.
Oh, Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah, one of those type of things, or Black Mirror or whatever that show was. Like, it's a small film, but this is why I wanted to bring it up in the conversation, because some of us sought it out and watched it. But I think more people could really appreciate it because you have the camp aspect. People want that 80s kind of 70s vibe that's kind of going on in there, though not specific, I don't think. And then when it starts to take its turn and kind of do other things, I think it's really creative. And these sort of like indie films like this, I don't think really get lifted up that often. And then the more that time passes from when they come out, they just fall by the wayside. And what's left is kind of the bigger crags of films. There's also a character named Dirk. So that's always really weird for me because it's not a common name. So whenever it's said in a movie, I'm like, what? It's very unnerving. But yeah, Marshmallow, if you have some time and you want to check it out, give it a watch. I'm excited to see if it gets a release because I'd happily add that to the collection.
Nice. This is... Sounds great. Have not seen it. Looks good.
Right. Yeah, it's just a little thing with some fun little twists, and for the meager budget they probably had, they kind of pushed their ambition, and I always want to celebrate that. So,
Ronnie's telling me I've been freezing a lot. Ronnie, it's because I have 74 different tabs open right now, and Chrome is upset with me. I will fix that. I promise.
I thought you were just very stoic.
No, well, that I am. I've never been animated or loud or anything. So my 2025 pick is a film that, just like, I don't remember what movie we were talking about, but the film that I was saying that played in theaters for like 14 minutes. This movie, I think it did 1 week, maybe. And that is the movie She Rides Shotgun. Did you see this one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, She Rides Shotgun is so good. It is a movie about a dad that gets out of prison, and he is essentially in a really bad situation. Something happens that I don't really want to spoil, even though it happens early in the movie. But it's starring Taron Egerton as this very vulnerable dad, and it's a crime saga that he's taking his daughter with him to try to survive, to try to make sense of a very corrupt situation. And I don't want to... Again, I keep picking movies where I don't want to go into the plot too much, but this is one of those where it's not twists, but there's certain like emotional payoffs that I don't really want to spoil, but I know nobody defended this goddamn movie and I really want to. So please find She Rides Shotgun. I think it's on Hulu. Or it was at some point. It might be on another service, but the only thing that I don't love about this is there's like a police standoff scene, and in this scene, there's some really obvious choices that any police department that has been trained for longer than 14 minutes would never make. And as somebody that was a sheriff explorer at one point, I was like, what are you doing? Like, nobody would ever allow them to be in that situation. It was, anyways, it's a really nitpicky argument to make, but everything else about it is very fulfilling as a movie. It's one of those movies that makes you question, like, general morality, where you go, like, this is a terrible decision, but would I really make any different decision? Like, I completely understand why. It's one of those things where you get done with the movie and you're like, I kind of hate everybody, but I kind of empathize with all of them at the same time.
Yeah, I really like films like this where you kind of don't know which direction. Like, my favorite movie from last year was Steppenwolf. I don't know if you saw Steppenwolf.
I did not, but I heard it was great.
Unbelievable, in my opinion, just incredible. And unfortunately, it's not in English, so many people won't see it.
So nobody saw it.
but it's beautiful and courageous in some of the filmmaking, and the action is awesome. And but the characters are not squeaky clean. It's very complex, and so it ends it's like in you. And the same thing with this film, and there's a couple others that Yellow Veil put out. I can't think of the names right now, but the plight of these characters, and there's decisions that happen where you're just like, I could totally understand why you did that, because there's panic involved and you don't know what to do, and you think this might be the right thing, or you're not even thinking, and these sort of character studies and gritty little films, I have a huge soft spot for these. So I was very excited to see this.
Yeah, it's shockingly good. I really hope more people see it. It is Taron Egerton has kind of been, I don't know, a bit of a wet blanket in his career.
Yeah, for me.
And this is not Taron Egerton. This is Taron with an Edgerton.
Yeah. Okay.
I just made that up on the spot.
Nice.
He is very good in this. I just looked over. Handsome Guys actually went through transaction purchase.
Nice.
I understand that a selling point of Taron Egerton is kind of a tough pill to swallow because most everything that he's done has been very standard white man. This is not that. This is a very different type of performance for him.
Yeah, grounded, I feel like. Yeah, and earlier when my computer died or my internet froze, whatever happened, I was going to mention a movie. It happens to come from 2025, so I'll just plug it in here, and that was Murderer Report. So it's Murderer Report from 2025. It's directed by Cho Young-jun, stars Cho Yao-jung and Jung Soon-il. It's a killer arranges for a confession. He's going to confess to a reporter in a hotel room. And everyone's like, he's killed 12 people. Why would he do this? And so it's this murderer and this female reporter in this room. And then she's got a wire to somebody. And this movie starts to unfold on what he's done, why he's done it. And it's a movie that, like, you shift your point of view as the actions happen within the film. So like you're saying, I can't give away much more than that because it takes away from the fun of the storytelling. But it's like this Korean film that I'd be shocked if they don't make an American remake of it because it's so smart. It takes place in very few environments and it's just actor driven. And by the end, I was like standing up off the couch. Like, you ever see a movie where you're kind of too intensely involved in it that you're like, I don't think sitting is right. Right. Like this was one, and I don't think anyone will see it here. It just crawled out on streaming, but it's called Murder Report. So if anyone wants to see something that's a character-driven kind of tense serial killer type of thing, it's a very fun watch, and that's something in a year, you'll hear me hopefully come back on this show and say I bought the Blu-ray because they now called it Lady with Pants or something, some stupid fucking title that like
they're gonna call it Desperado.
Oh my god, it should drive me crazy.
What service is that on at the moment?
I found it on Amazon, but
okay.
Yeah, that's the only place that it popped up, and I was like, well, damn it, take my money, evil billionaire, because I've got to see this movie.
Yeah, it sounds freaking great. Dead Man's Wire that just came out in like the last couple of months. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that? Because I know a lot of people seem to be hating it.
You know,
I kind of liked it quite a bit.
Look what I said about it.
What'd you think of it? I don't know. Don't ask me the hard questions.
Well, so many things. Like if I didn't make a note about it, I'm like, the Gus Van Sant movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
And it kind of reminds me of the tension of the guy being in the room with the reporter, because this is Dacre. Is it Montgomery? Is his last name? He is attached to a shotgun for most of this movie, and if he moves at all, he's dead. And the tension of it is great. The performance here from our lead, Bill Skarsgård, is incredible. I really liked this movie, and so many people just thought it was, I don't know, very one-dimensional, I think. And a lot of people, I was not alive for the original, like, true event that this is based on. And a lot of people said, oh, some of this stuff didn't happen. I don't know. It was just an entertaining movie to me. So that part didn't bother me. But yeah, it sounds like some similar tension. I'll
check it out. My brother-in-law gave it 5 stars. So that for me is a watch, because if somebody I know loves something, I want to watch it and have a conversation. It's one of the fun things about it.
And Dacre Montgomery's Australian? I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. More Stranger Things lore. Nice. All right. That is the end of our list. Any other underseen films that you were considering you want to throw out just for people to watch?
No, I mean, River, like we said, that's I mean, there are other film. What was that called? The
Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes.
Yep. I mean,
That's a long title.
for sure, either of those. He's got a new movie coming out soon. Can't wait. No, I mean, anything Third Window for sure. I mean,
if you're buying Handsome Guys from Terracotta, pick up a Third Window title or 7.
I mean, that's when I got these Takashi Ishii, like,
Nice.
the Tales of Nomi and the
and the Boxman?
Angel Guts was the other one that I got.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, God, they just do beautiful. But then I'm confused. Maybe you can help me with this. So Third Window put stuff out, but then sometimes, like Door, is then over on TerraVision. But then Graveface sometimes has some of the same titles.
Yep.
Like, how does this all work? Like, is it just regions?
Well, Graveface and TerraVision are the same company, just
Sure.
different lines, so that makes sense. But yes, different regions. So Third Window is only UK, Graveface, TerraVision is only US, and they work together on those. They helped each other out with a couple things. No, I think on the Door release in the UK, Third Window had no extras, but they had the second film bundled with
Door
it.
and Door 2.
So it was cheaper to get both films. But TerraVision put out Door and Door 2, both with special features. So it was more expensive but robust packaging.
Got it. Okay. Sometimes I just see these things and I'm like, I mean, Third Window put stuff out first, I think, most of the time that I've seen
A
stuff.
lot of time, yeah.
Yeah, and so then I've already got it, and then I see this other, and I'm like, well, what do I don't know what to do now. Like,
Yeah.
You know. But
I knew this was going to happen. I knew that we were going to have some sort of pull off on Third Window where we could just go off into the weeds. But I do want to point out, too, Adam at Third Window Films is one of the most remarkable humans ever. This is one person running the entirety of the label. When I say running the entirety of the label, he moved to Japan.
Yep.
He is living in Japan. He is acquiring films. He is selling rights to films on behalf of filmmakers. He is doing the cover design. He is producing bonus features. He is editing those things. He is doing the authoring himself. All of those things to make sure that the cost can stay as low as possible and he can just barely survive, essentially.
Yeah.
So if you want to support good people, one person running the entire label, and I don't think I don't love every film that they release, but I have enjoyed every single one, and I've found something to love in every film that they've released. Oh,
I mean, just some of my faves. Taste of Tea.
Good one.
That's a top one. The Nobuhiko Obayashi, the 80s Karakawa years, which is like the movie's deeply informed by his daughter. I mean, if people like what he did with House, check that out. And then this Katsuhiro Ishii set.
Great box.
I mean, it's unbelievable that I own these separate. Shark Skin Man and Peach Chip Girl, Party 7. Both of those are fantastic. And then you also get 4 other movies. Like, it's just okay. And for people that don't know who he is, the animated sequence in Kill Bill is this dude. Like, it's like Tarantino saw his thing and was like, oh my gosh, maybe you can see the style is kind of like right there. But these are things that I saw in the early 2000s, and I didn't think we're ever going to get a good shine. And so for the efforts of Third Window with the commentaries and the video essays, it's great.
Jesper wants to know, what label is that? The One Man in Japan, Third Window Films, and it's a UK label, but they are incredible. They've got that new set, which is like focused on a smaller filmmaker. The baseball movie is on the cover that we just talked about last week. That looks great. They're announcing something else next week, so keep an eye out. More stuff on the way. Yeah. Hey, Dirk, thanks for tonight. This has been a lot of fun. I'm so sorry that your internet decided to
die.
I'm glad
it worked again, because I was like, what is happening? This has never happened. And of course, it's during a live thing where it's like I can't even edit it. So that's fine. Yeah. But I'm glad I got back in.
And we worked out. No big deal. You did great. We're glad you're here. Anything else coming up that you want to shout out or point people to?
No, not really. The season 23 is just rolling along. So check that out. And, VHS podcast. Marshall's Hot Sauce is the sauce company. Any support's always appreciated. And, if you, we do have a little Patreon that if you want, it's a small amount of money, gets you in there. And I'm throwing up little articles and things, stuff that's not going to take a ton of time. I'm not creating more podcast content because God knows your time is full. But if you want sort of peeks behind the scenes at how things happen, or, I got a little article up there about Tommy Lee Jones' favorite salsa recipe. It's important things you need to know is what I'm putting there. So that's what you can find for VHS. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's an honor to get to be on the show. So thank you.
Oh, thanks. It was incredible. Next week is going to be a weird one for me. Another first next week. So come back next Thursday to see what's going on. Can't wait for it. But on that note, have a safe week, everybody. Thanks, Dirk, and we'll see you all next time. Later. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
Greetings, welcome to Two in the Pinku podcast. Experience a deep dive into softcore Japanese sexploitation cinema from the 60s up into the present, with an emphasis on sleaze and seduction. We are monthly or bi-weekly, and we're not even bi.
Will pink film save our marriage? Find out on Two in the Pinku podcast.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description